What's the word? What's the word? We live. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get some people in here. We're gonna get to talking gems, free sauce. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get some people in here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Get a couple people in here, and I'm gonna get to dropping some gems. Brandon Hicks, what it do? North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, what it do? All right, let's get to talking some sauce, man. So we got a lot of fraud going on. We got a lot of scams going on. We got a lot of credit going on. We got a lot of everything going on right now. Oh, God. Thirsty, fam. Hold on. Well, these don't never give me no straw, bro. How y'all don't? Like, fuck, you don't give a nigga a straw, bro. What it do, Big Ron 7-3? So it's a lot of fraud going on. It's a lot of scams going on. It's a lot of people getting rich off credit. A lot of people getting rich off the dark web. A lot of people getting rich off, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different things, a lot of different platforms, a lot of different stuff. So when it comes, let's get into the credit fraud, identity theft, and credit fraud and all that right now, because a lot of people don't understand how serious and how the magnitude, like people really getting rich off identity theft and CPNs. Because a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of people, when it comes to CPNs, like I said, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything, but CPNs, a lot of people create CPNs, and you got people who get people information and create CPNs around that, and you got people who use their own information and create CPNs around that. You got people who use fraudulent information to get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit that might not have the credit score or the information that they need, but they using it for good purposes. Like it's a lot of different situations and cases that people use different information or fake information or documents to get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit or do whatever. Now, with all this being said, everybody's main goal with doing any of these things is to get some money. That's the main goal with anything in life, to get some money. It could be a job, it could be a method, it could be whatever. Everybody trying to get some money. That's the main goal. Now, a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to these methods, it's not one way to do one thing. There's multiple ways to do multiple different things, and a lot of people don't understand that. So with credit fraud, people are looking to get the most money as they can without having to pay it back. A lot of people ask me where some loans that I ain't got to pay back, and there is no such thing as a loan that you do not have to pay back. If it is a loan, they're loaning you money and you have to pay that back. The PPP loan was a one-time thing that was going around. They got grants, and then you got people who understand business. The understand business, to utilize bankruptcies and trust funds and business credit. So a lot of people say, okay, the government created CPNs. CPNs were created for people in the witness protection program that get new identities and things like that. And there's no restriction on you not being able to get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, or build this credit on this new profile. And these are called loopholes. Everything has a loophole. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like when it comes to credit, when it comes to loans, when it comes to POS machines, when it comes to everything, it's a loophole to everything. And once people figure out these loopholes, they exploit these loopholes. So the credit loopholes. If somebody was to get a loan, if somebody was to get a CPN, build the credit on it, try merge it, build the credit on it, get a business under it, and get loans under it, they figured out that it won't come back to them because this CPN is attached to this other person or somebody else. Now, this is the problem. You got a lot of people who are committing fraud, doing scams, and trying different things to get some money, and they're being sloppy with it. Like when it comes to profiles, people got to understand that's a high risk scam right there, using profiles, because when you get these fake IDs, when scammers get the fake IDs and stuff made, you still got a driver's license number on there, on that card. And that driver's license number is connected to a person. Driver's license numbers are almost more valuable than a social security number because a driver's license number has a picture connected to it, has your height, has your profile connected to this driver's license number. So when people get fake IDs with these driver's license numbers that's connected to somebody else, and it pops up in the system, you got a black male that's a roughly 5'10", 160 pounds, looks around 26 to 30 years old. But the person's information you're using is a white male, 6'3", 360 pounds, and he's 57 years old. It doesn't match. Now, you got some places and you got some cases where people actually get away with using these fake IDs and fraudulent information and getting cars, opening up bank accounts. So when they open up bank accounts, they might apply for credit cards, get approved for credit cards, things like that. Like people figure out so many different ways because they say, like, you got to think in the mind of a criminal or somebody that's trying to make a quick buck. They don't care if they can get the cash. As long as you can use the card or buy something with the card to sell it to get cash, that's all that matters to them. What up? What do you, Emmanuel? Do you advise someone sitting at the what do you advise somebody sitting at an AB 716 credit score? I'm gonna get to you next. And make sure y'all tapping in, getting y'all FaceTime 101 limited gems lessons for $600 while they last, because they finna go back to regular prices at $1,000. So make sure y'all tapping in with that. But it's places that let things like this slip away and slide. And then you got places, a lot of people, listen, people mainly try to get CPNs to go get cars and apartments, to get some type of car. And people are starting to figure out, like, people figure out ways to do a lot of different things. So people, like how people stealing cars, people are figuring out that, okay, let me use this CPN to go get this car and turn it into a striker. Like people are literally doing things like that. Like people actually using CPNs to get cars and rent them out. Like it's so many different ways that people are doing it. Like I told y'all before, a lot of people come across a lot of different information, a lot of different ways. You got people who, at the end of the day, people run the world. So behind the scenes, behind all these businesses, behind all these platforms and everything that we do, there's a person. And just like when we calling these operators, calling these banks, and we talk to somebody and they asking us to verify information, we don't know what they doing. We don't know who's right there with them. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of data breaches going on right now. It's a lot of hacking and a lot of fraud and a lot of scams going on right now. So a lot of people have figured out like, okay, I'm not going to do all this nicky tacky work to get coins. How can I get lump sums of money at one time? And the only way you can really get lump sums at one time is with credit and with loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. So that's why a lot of people right now are starting to utilize credit, because credit will, you can literally go into the bank and they will give you $50,000, $100,000, $250,000 just off having a business structured the right way. And you got a business structured the right way on a CPN, ain't no telling what people are doing with these CPNs and how they utilize the money. Because at the end of the day, nobody want to pay nothing back. Everybody want to get something that they ain't got to pay back. Like everybody wants something for free. Y'all basically saying, what's some free money? There's no such thing as free money. No such thing as free money. Only time it was free money was when Donald Trump gave us some refund checks. That was the only time in life there was a such thing as free money. There is no such thing as free money. So when people like, what's some loans that do I ain't got to pay back? That got to be one of the dumbest questions that you can even have in your mind, because just by you asking about a loan, it's a loan. They're loaning you money. It wouldn't be called a loan if you didn't have to pay it back. So what? So go back to my bro was saying, if you got a 716 credit score, what do you do? Well, first of all, what is a 716? You got 3 FICOs. You got a TransUnion, you got an Equifax, and you got Experian. Which one is 716? See, a lot of people, you know, you can get rich off credit legally too. Like people is actually building their credit. Let me break this down to y'all too. Let me break it down to y'all. People, like, this is how debt gets you rich. Let me tell y'all, explain to y'all how debt gets the rich and why people are the poor are scared of debt. So let me break it down to you. So people start businesses. They get their business credit together. They start getting business credit cards, and they understand that certain credit cards only report to a certain bureau. So if you finding those credit cards are only report, and you get 3 pulls for each bureau. So you get 3 cards with this bureau, 3 cards with that bureau, 3 cards with that bureau. You getting 20 credit cards. So you got 16 credit cards, 10 of them $100,000, $110,000. That's $1.1 million in credit that you have, right? And we all know that you can literally get the money off the credit card. So once you get the money off the credit card, let's say you get $50,000 off each credit card. So now you got $500,000 in cash. Y'all do know that you can literally pay credit card bills with credit cards. So you basically paying the money back with his own money. And that's what people do. They build their business credit up. They get these credit cards. They leverage the credit card, the money off the credit cards, and they pay off each month. They pay the credit card bills with other credit cards, the same credit cards, and they keep doing it. Easy as that. And then, like I said, some people understand the bankruptcy, how bankruptcies work. See, the average American doesn't know how bankruptcies work. A lot of people think the credit bureaus file your bankruptcies, and they don't. The courts file your bankruptcies. So the credit bureaus have to buy your information in order for it to report to your credit report. Once they buy that information, it reports the wrong information, the wrong furniture, which already, that right there makes it eligible for you to dispute and get that bankruptcy taken off your credit. And that's every time a bankruptcy is brought from the credit bureaus. They report the wrong information, but the average American is not going to know that. The average American is not going to know this information. So they're going to let that bankruptcy sit on their credit report for 7 to 10 years before it fall off. When they could have easily got it off because they're reporting the wrong information. And this is what the rich knows. So what the rich does is they build their business credit. They start getting loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. Listen, when you get business funds, whatever you do with that money is what you do. They just make sure that you pay back your money. They don't monitor, say, so what did you do with this $10,000 that we seen you withdraw last month? What did you do with? They don't do that. No, as long as you make your payments each month, whatever that you do with that money it's not their business. It's for your business. So you get you a $250,000 loan, you can go put you $100,000 in a trust fund. They don't care. That's not their business. As long as you're paying back them their whatever you got structured payments for each month, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. And people don't understand that. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. People, it's funny and baffles me how people who don't got nothing going on or ain't never did nothing telling somebody that they can't do something that they don't know nothing about. It makes no sense. If you wouldn't be able to do it, then why is everybody else doing it? Why is the rich doing it on a consistent basis? Like, how y'all think all these people be getting on Shark Tank and all that? Like, they get business loans and they utilize it in the right way and they turn a profit with their business. Like they said, at some point in time, every business is going to fail. At some point in time, every business that goes up must come down. Toys R Us, Kmart's, Ponderosas, Circus Cities, all these stores that was once upon a time popular are no longer. They filed bankruptcy. Rappers file bankruptcy. When the rappers listen, bankruptcy is a legal finesse. Bankruptcy is for you not to pay back them bills. Like y'all do know right now, if Diddy filed bankruptcy, he can literally wipe his whole debt and still be a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Why? Because nothing is in his name. Everything is in his mama name. His mama don't got no lawsuits out. They not trying to sue his mama. He ain't got no. Diddy literally ain't got no money. His mama got all the money. Everything is in Diddy's mother's name. So he filed bankruptcy. That would be a whole finesse for him to wipe all his debt and not have to pay nothing back and still have money. See, when people learn business and loopholes, that's how they become rich and successful. You're not gonna get rich and successful working a 9-to-5 job. You're gonna get rich and successful working for yourself and understanding that this world that we're in is a big pond. It's a lot of sharks in this pond. So is you gonna be a great white shark? Or what you gonna be? Is you gonna be the one eating or you gonna be the one getting eaten? That's how this world works. And then you got the credit card fraud. You got a lot of people with credit card fraud going on. See, a lot of people aren't aware how credit card fraud even happens. When you go into these ATMs, when you go into these restaurants and you giving every time that you give somebody your card, you should already like be wary of that because you never know what people doing. You going to Burger King, Taco Bell, all these drive-through places that will take your card and then they run it through. They don't be feeling kind of uncomfortable when they take your card and they shut that window and then come back. You don't know what they doing. You don't know. And we all know if they was to, let's say, swipe your card, it's not going to get an alert like, oh, somebody swiped your card. No, it only gets alert when somebody uses your card. And then we all know about these certain proxies and all this that's bypassing certain stuff. So y'all got to start checking these ATMs, start checking these POS machines. A lot of POS machines that got skimmers. A lot of people don't understand how people get these type of logs and these pins with the pin number. Like it be where you typing your number at the bottom, it could be a skimmer right there. So they literally getting your pin stroke and they getting your information. So now they got the pin number and they got the duplicate card number. It's getting real out here. Then you got the check fraud. You got people committing check fraud out here. Like a lot of people doing a lot of different things. You got a lot of people out here getting information off the dark web or getting information from somewhere and utilizing auto-generated checks on the line. You got people who washing checks. You got people who doing all different type of stuff when it comes to checks. A card is a card. At the end of the day, they know that all of it is insured by the bank. So they're going to get it back regardless. And then there's even another scam that people doing that people actually ordering stuff. Like people will like finesse their banks. Because you do know if you report and say you didn't order something that wasn't you, they got to refund you the money back automatically. And people don't know that. So people are actually doing stuff like having people out of town order stuff for them and then refunding the order and all that. Like people getting real clever when it comes to like refund scams and like people starting to utilize receipts. Like people starting to pay attention to ways to get money. So if somebody working at a store and they working at a cash register and people doing refunds and all they doing is scanning the receipt, hitting a button to say refund, and then giving that person back the money, that person gonna start thinking of ways of how they can do that and get the money and not have to, you know what I'm saying, pay it back. And a lot of people are using receipts to like do refunds because you can reprint a receipt. So if you reprint a receipt and you issue a refund, you know what I'm saying? They be just putting the money on a Cash App card, putting it on a gift card and things like that. And they getting caught because there's a camera up there. And when you're doing a refund and the product not there, it's not adding up. Then they'll go, okay, which register was doing the refunds? Okay, this was at what time? Okay, who was on that register at that time? Okay, that was you. Call her in office. I do so many reaction videos like that it's ridiculous. But people are getting a hold of refund scams. And then it's with this new generation. You got people buying fake products and creating receipts as if they went to the store and bought it and reselling it. Yeah, it's getting real out here. It's getting real out here, man. Make sure y'all type it in and getting these lessons too. Now the dark web. A lot of people getting rich on the dark web. A lot of people starting to figure out like it's a lot of people that want stuff, right? It's a lot of people that want to buy dumb stuff. So what people are figuring out that okay, let me sell this stuff or act like I'm selling it and have people buy it, and there's nothing they can do. So people making 10 sites on the dark web, selling this, selling that, selling whatever. People buying, sending their Bitcoin, and they're not getting nothing. You got police officers making dark websites. You got people that's buying information, and those people are selling information on the dark web. Now look, people, let me show you, let me explain to y'all, like I've been trying to tell y'all, there's different ways to do the same thing. Studio T, what it do? Kansas City, Missouri, what it do? Make sure all y'all go subscribe to my Twitch right now, King Hussle Live. I do all my freebies, all my giveaways, all my IRL streaming, all my streaming with the Huss, all that over there, man. So make sure y'all subscribe to that. But back to this sauce and back to these gyms are gonna help my people win and keep them safe and keep them informative. You hear me? Make sure y'all engaging too. Ask me some questions. Y'all got any type of questions? Ask me. You try a little damn. Fools are profiles. No, people still using profiles. People doing a lot of different things with profiles. People getting cars with profiles. People getting loans with profiles. Credit cards, lines of credit. People selling your home with profiles. Yeah. Mortgage fraud. Like, look, let me tell y'all let me tell y'all the difference. Is y'all ready for these gyms? I said I got the heart. Let me show y'all what these high class scammers and fraudsters are doing, because y'all know it's levels to this. You got the lower level crackhead scams. You got the high level. What to do, Jeremy Warner? Hey, everybody here, should I do a 24-hour live? Let me know right now. Should I start doing more live streams, more 24-hour lives, more IRL, more gym dropping, more jewel dropping, more sauce dropping? Oh, that's what I was doing. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure y'all go subscribe to the Twitch, man. Because at one point I'm gonna stop going live on here and I'm gonna be going live on Twitch. I'm only gonna be posting clips on YouTube. So y'all gotta make sure. But hold on, let me change this thumbnail real quick and we gonna get back to the sauce. Just don't turn everybody into a boss. You hear me? Look, I literally be uploading YouTube videos, bro, on the King Hussle channel, but it take like a whole day to upload one video. So it really be throwing me off. So I'm for sure got more gems dropping, but hold on, let me change this thumbnail real quick. Bye. That look a bit more cooler. Let me change these thumbnails real quick. Hold on, y'all. Just changing these thumbnails real quick. Don't leave on me. Let me change these thumbnail turns real quick, bro. And then we're going to be back to it. I'm going to use that thumbnail for something else. All right, we back. Anything is possible, bro. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's just all about the knowledge that you got, the resources that you got. See, a lot of people don't understand, bro. Let me kick some gems to y'all. Everything ain't for everybody. I don't do everything. A lot of people don't do everything. People who are successful at whatever that they're doing and they make a lot of money is because they figured out what works best for them. Some people might not be good at checks. Some people might not be good at information on the dark web. Some people might be good at that. Some people might be good at getting this information. So at the end of the day, punch made Dev is the king of. You a fool for even thinking that. But anyway, a lot of people figure out what's best for them. Like I said, you got people who actually like know one thing and only stick to that one thing. Like people are literally coming up with ways to like wash these checks. Like you got people that's using the acetone and the brake fluid oil to wash checks. You got people that's using scalpels to wash their checks. You got people that's just changing little bits of the check to make it more, or changing the name, or like you got people that's practicing the person's signature. Like you got people doing a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, a lot of people want to work smarter and not harder. Like don't work harder and make coins when you can work smarter and make tons. And I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but it's just like whatever that you do in life, like why not go hard at it and make it make sense? Like if you're gonna be a basketball player, be the best basketball player that you can. If you're gonna be a rapper, be the best rapper that you can. If you want to be a froster, be the best froster that you can. At least you going hard at something. You never know. Some people actually do things and they stop and invest and become, successful people. Like it's a lot of different things going on though. A lot of different things. Now, on the dark web, they do got a lot of sites that's getting a lot of people rich. There's a lot of get rich methods out there. There's a lot of cash out methods out there. Y'all ever heard about rug pull? The new cryptocurrency method? Who ain't heard about rug pulling? How people making duplicate coins? People literally making duplicate coins, making them put them out there, and people are. So, all right, so let's say I make a duplicate coin of Bitcoin, and people invest in the Bitcoin, and my shit go up to the top because people think it's me. You got people that invest $22,000, $1,000, all different type of money, and when I pull it, then that's called rug pull. I mean, I'm taking out the equity. A lot of people getting rich off rug pulling right now in the crypto world. A lot of people, because they figured out loopholes. Like a lot of Bitcoin lows and Cash App lows is going on right now. are stemming for this. That's why y'all think Bitcoin has been at an all-time high lately. That's why. Because there's so many rug pulls going on. So many people investing into these coins that is raising the coin value up. Like Bitcoin going up, Dogecoin going up, Solana going up. All these different crypto coins is going up because of rug pulling. Like people is getting rich off rug pulling right now. Now, and rug pulling is illegal for sure, but people getting away with it. Like, let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all see this? Y'all see that? Look. Wow. Y'all just see that? Like, come on now. Me and the devil. Look. This is how these load ups is going. Like, this is how people do it.
Pulling a meme coin. He created Dogecoin and used a volume bot to trick people into thinking the coin was going to pump, causing it to go to $2 billion. He sold $3 million at the top, and the coin went down 99% comment rug. If you want me to make a video on how to create a rug pull manual, don't lock the liquidity so everyone know you can withdraw at any time. Do a pre-sale of 50% or more of tokens and other percent keep for yourself. Yay, it's not sus. When you have more than half of the tokens, don't worry. Want a full manual? Let me know. How to create a rug.
This is day one of rug pulling a meme coin and gambling with the profits. I just made this coin called Fun, and some dumbasses actually bought this stupid coin. And as soon as they bought, I sold right away and made about $600. Now let's go put that money into my gambling account. Here we go, boys. All the profit on mine.
EBK Young Jock, get.
When a little girlie tried to do an alcohol test, she realized she was Muslim. And
Look at this, y'all. Y'all be wanting to know everything.
$641,000 is how much I made with meme coins. Just keep watching because I'm going to show you the step-by-step on how to do it. If I come to my photon and I
We ain't gonna watch
good,
all
0.3
these are
Solana
sites,
to 1
like,
Solana, I like to put 0 times better to get the highest market cap because on lower time frame.
See how it go up?
Oh my god, okay, it's already pumping a lot.
It's pumping.
Okay, it's pumping a lot. Let's fucking go. Confirm. And boom, we just removed the complete... Oh, whoops. We just removed the liquidity, bro, out of the coin. Let's fucking go. That is exactly how you print money out of thin air by launching coins, bro. Subscribe. And by the way, if...
Look.
$400 is inside my wallet, so I profited around $300 off this one launch, bro. And if meme coins, just keep watching because
like, look at this, y'all. Like, y'all be thinking everything, like, people don't even be knowing about this type of stuff and be thinking everything be fake. Like, it's a whole different world out there. Like, this, and it take time too. Like,
I bought it all just to make sure.
It's how these loads is going, bro. Y'all be wanting these loads and stuff. Look.
They got 23. I bought it all just to make sure. Fuck the delay.
Look.
They got 23. I bought it all just to make sure.
Don't be afraid of the unknown. Do not be afraid of the unknown.
If this wallet is not your wallet, stick around because we are going to fix your wallet right now. I went from $200 to more than $200,000 just by launching meme coins, guys. And I will guide you launched every competition, guys. Single person need of any coding. And that's it, guys, because and whenever you connect your wallet over here, we go pool has been created. And in the order book, we can see the first order, $340, guys. That's great. That's an amazing first order. $340.
Somebody already invested $340.
1.9 Solana, almost 2 Solana. That's a crazy order for the first buyer. So the liquidity is 1.2K. Numbers speak for the and almost 0.
Look how it's going
As you
up.
can see, there just came in another order. And let's see liquidity. Market cap 6K. I mean, we have done great. And the good part of this mess. So you just go to Radium Portfolio. You click on Standard over here. And as you can see, you see a minus over here. And whenever you click on the minus, you can remove the liquidity. Just slide the slider all the way up to 100%. Click on remove liquidity. And there we go, guys.
Look.
Wallet will pop up. Click on confirm. And boom. Remove liquidity confirmed. Look. And as you guys know, this is my favorite moment. Open up the wallet and boom. $1,100, guys. $1,100. Why we started with like 2.5 or 2.6 Solana again. I mean, we are almost tripling our money, guys, in like what, 20 minutes, something like that. You just launch your meme coin, boom. After that, you repeat the process. You launch your meme coin, repeat the process, and
I keep trying to tell y'all. This little dude right here made a dub fast.
Oh, it's
Are we bonded yet, or what's good?
Nearly 2 mil.
Got kids out here really doing this, making money. Look at this.
Oh, what? Did you just saw this with migrate? He doesn't even know what's going on.
How can you hear it?
Wait, what?
Oh, thanks.
Wait, what?
He said, wait,
Wait,
what?
I'm so confused.
What? Oh, yo, it's nuked. Why is it nuked?
No way.
Look at it.
Oh.
Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
You full clip.
Holy fuck! Thanks for the 20 bandos. Oh,
Yeah, he did.
That fast.
Yo! What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah, bro.
So, make sure you tap into my reaction video too. Like, y'all think it's a game? Look. Ow. Now imagine keep doing that all day, every day. Look at that. Y'all be thinking everything be, you know what I mean? People really out here getting rich on crypto, like with these loads. Like that's what it is. Like, and then you got people on the dark web that'll do it for you. So people, you know, go in there and find places that do it for you, and then they'll load you up. If you're getting $700 a month, what method do you recommend trying? Anything pertains being a vendor. I was looking to some meme coins. I just didn't understand the charts. It's easy, bro. Like it's easy. Like You know what I'm saying? This is what I did just within the last. See that? Just in the last 2 hours. Last 2 hours. Or just all day, just all day crypto coin. People like, man, loopholes, baby, loopholes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like people be trying, people be trying to get stuff just to use it, and then people be buying stuff and using it, not like being safe. Like it's a lot of people out there that buy stuff and not understand that when you use something, it's being tracked. So people buy these dumps and pins and bank logs and all this. And when they log in and do this stuff, it literally tells you where this person, where this account was logged in at. Like you get alerts and all different type of stuff. So they basically just pinpoint who it is and like the IP address and all that. So people don't be understanding like, gotta know what you're doing. A lot of doing Shopify and all that different stuff. People find out how to listen. It's people out here making Shopify accounts selling fake stuff. Facts. You got people selling moissanite watches and making money. You got people selling anything that's popular and is hot right at the time. So whatever's hot and popular at the time, people selling it on the spot of Shopify, making fake little stores and stuff, and selling and stuff, and people like actually buying it and like they like making a lot of money. Like people figuring out ways to make something happen. Literally, like look. Like, why is this little dude, young road puller? Like, kids is getting some money.
So you're up 4K. What's your plan? Here it comes. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. This is like, I've never done this before. Rugged. I'm not. What are you talking about, bro? I'm not a rugger. Watch. I'm not gonna do nothing.
They called him a rugger. I think he gonna rug pull that joint. He is.
Hold on. Wait, let me.
He got back on. He rug pulled that joint ASAP.
So you're up 4K. What's your plan? Here it comes. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. This is like, I've never done this before. Rugged. I'm not.
Man, his mouse is janky for sure. I can't even get back to click the thing. It's not steady. Like, dang. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We live. Tap in with your boy. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, man.
You may have
their investors. But how do rug pulls in crypto work? And how do you protect yourself from them? In a nutshell, rug pulls are a type of exit scam that involves scammers luring in the public to buy into a token or a project, then pulling the rug out from under the investors and disappearing with their funds. Rug pulls can take many forms. Liquidity pools are a classic rug pull scenario, which relies on decentralized exchanges to execute. A malicious developer first creates a new token. To make it tradable on a DEX, they will deposit a certain sum of this token together with a widely adopted crypto like ETH into a liquidity pool, meaning others who buy the token will be trading it for ETH, which goes into the pool. The scammer will hype the new token up to attract buyers and bring up its value. Once the token reaches a high enough value, they then remove all the ETH from the liquidity pool, which prevents further trading of the token, collapsing its price. Alternatively, scammers could just accumulate a large share of the token supply and then sell their holdings all at once after successfully enticing enough buyers to pump the token's value. These are sometimes also referred to as pump and dump schemes rather than rug pulls, but it's worth mentioning here since the outcome is the same, with investors getting the short end of the stick. Next, a smart contract rug pull is when a malicious developer intentionally includes smart contract vulnerabilities to defraud investors. It could be a backdoor or a switch that allows them to make a token impossible for users to sell, mint unlimited tokens for themselves, or charge ridiculous amounts of trading fees. A notable example of this is the Netflix series-inspired Squid Game token, which was programmed to prevent selling. It successfully lured in investors and had its price skyrocket from a couple of cents to over $3,000 at its peak before developers pulled the rug. Its price fell to zero in an instant, taking away over $3 million from its victims. Scammers can also create and market a fraudulent platform that pulls in deposits from investors. Then they disappear with the assets and leave depositors with worthless tokens. A past example of a fake project is the infamous BitConnect in 2017, which promised investors a high-yield lending program that gave its investors 1% return every day in the form of BCC tokens. However, BitConnect turned out to be a Ponzi scheme, which relied on new investors to pay earlier investors. The project's token value crashed by 92% when BitConnect abruptly shut down in 2018, leaving investors with significant losses. There are also less obvious and dramatic soft rug pulls where founders quietly abandon a project, leaving their communities in anticipation of developments that never come. To identify and avoid rug pulls, it goes without saying that you should always investigate the project's team and learn about its goals. Be wary of anonymous teams and lack of transparency. Besides that, review if a project has security audit reports. Although a crypto project without a third-party audit isn't automatically a scam, it doesn't hurt to be extra cautious and do more research about the project before investing. Another aspect is checking if a token's liquidity is locked, which prevents project owners from withdrawing it.
Just about changy. So, like I told y'all, it's a lot of people with getting rich off this crypto coin, this cryptocurrency. A lot of people figuring out these loopholes with everything, with credit, with everything. What y'all want to talk about next? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What y'all want to talk about next? Let's get some more viewers in here. Let's get some more viewers. Engage. Like, share, comment, subscribe. For like 6-7 years. All my life, but with discredit and all this stuff, 6-7 years. got a lot of people rich, changed a lot of people's life. When I say got a lot of people rich, I mean gotten them out the situation that they in and changed their life for the better. And now they doing different things, just getting them some money, and they ain't gotta work a 9 to 5 job. With anything, credit, everything. Help people get credit, get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, help them get their debt together, their payment history, all that. What's the fastest way to make 10K a month? Listen, if anybody want to just start making, you can make 10K like this. The fastest way is to do some, just because you don't need no license, you don't need nothing. All you need is 2 pieces of paper. Go flip a house. And people like, oh, you need to go buy a house and then put it on. No, you gotta do it. All you do is middleman in the house. So all you doing is find it. It's literally a website that gives you everything in one. Like it gives you the house, the people who selling houses, and it gives you an investors. And all you're doing is linking motivated sellers up with investors. It's called wholesaling in real estate. It's a website called Deal Machine for Real Estate. I got my own promo code that you can actually use. It's called DM Hussle, DMHUSSLE, which will allow you to get a free 7-day trial. And in that 7 days, you can literally make you $5,000 to $20,000, $10,000, however. It's just all about the property that you find and the investor that you find. So if you find your property on there, and you talk to a person, you get the contract and get the house in the contract for $150,000. And you find your investor that's willing to pay $160,000 for that house. You find your title company that's willing to work out a wholesale deal. You make you $10,000. Easy that. So the day of closing, you get your check for $10,000. The seller get their check for $150,000, and the buyer will get the keys and the deed to the home. Easy as that. You can do this all day, every day. You can get bigger. You can get bigger deals and everything. Like people be missing out on this opportunity to get like some real money. Like you don't need no cash or no credit. There's something you don't need no cash or no credit. And it's wholesaling, doing people wholesaling everywhere. So y'all really missing out on hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like there's so much money out there that's just sitting there waiting on people. Like y'all know something called surplus funds, that people literally got money sitting down at the treasury office that they don't know about. Like when people, this is another thing that y'all need to be looking at when it comes like free money. People don't know that when you get your house foreclosed, like let's say I'm finna foreclose on my house. I owe $50,000. When your house goes into shares auction, they gonna start at $50,000. So if the whole bid just jacked up to $150,000, technically the person who owned the house is owed that $100,000, but they don't be knowing that, and they actually send out a letter to the person saying, "Hey, you got this $100,000 waiting on you," but by the time that they send that letter out, that person has already moved out that house. So they never get that letter. They never know. It's just money sitting down at the treasurer's office, and they wait till somebody claim it. After a certain time, they just take it and they invest it into the city or the state or whatever. People don't be knowing they got millions of dollars down there, hundreds of thousands of dollars, all type of money down there. And you can get a percentage of that money that you recover for somebody. That's free money. What do you mean by giving a real info out? If you want to get an auto primary trade line, like why? See, this is the thing. Do y'all actually be even knowing what y'all be doing and be talking about? Like if you running a business or trying to build your credit, why would you want to put something in somebody else's name or not use your real information that's not going to reflect to your own credit report, which is going to help your credit score, your payment history, and your debt? Why wouldn't you want it to report? See, this is how you do it. You go finance your car, $20,000, $40,000, $30,000, something small, under $50,000. Make a couple payments because you know them cars, the payments be real low. So you make a couple payments, then you go refinance that car. When you refinance that car, that bank is going to pay off that car. So it's going to report to your credit report as a paid off auto primary trade line. And you're going to have, depending on that bank, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to start making payments on your new auto trade line or the auto loan that you got. That's how you finesse that. I'm asking you about what someone else is doing. I know you know, so I'm asking. What? How much do you charge to fix credit, and how can I get a loan? My credit mentorship is $2,500 loan. I mean, trade lines are included because with that $2,500, I'm going to be the one cleaning your credit, building your credit, establishing your credit, personal and business, and helping you get your first loan, credit card, and line of credit. Trade lines are not free or cheap. I'm not going to add a $500,000 trade line package to your credit report, and those cost $3, $4, $5,000. It just don't work like that. I gotta mail in letters. I gotta wait for results. I gotta remail in letters. I gotta open up accounts, start making payments or build payment. I gotta do all that. So y'all gotta understand when it comes to rebuilding credit the right way, it's not cheap and it's not gonna be overnight. But it's possible. And then y'all gotta understand too, another thing, when these people y'all be doing like these little secret little hacks and stuff and getting people like instant 700 credit scores, and it still don't give you the debt that you need to get a loan, credit card, or line of credit. You still need that debt. Yes, we can refinance at any time. You can refinance at any time. Like I said, people are starting to catch on that the biggest scam is credit. If you ever want to get rich, you're going to utilize credit. Because credit will allow you to literally walk in the bank and they will give you money. You ain't got to do this method, do that method. No, you just walk in the bank and all you need is certain documentation depending on what type of loan you're trying to get. Because if you know anything, you can get a no doc loan, $250,000. Go to another bank, get the same loan, $250,000. Get the same loan, $250,000. Because if you know what banks pull from what credit bureaus and they only doing one pull from each, it's not going to pop up that you got another loan. Now you got 3 loans and credit cards and stuff like that under CPNs and all that, and like that's what people are doing, and they doing it all over again. Like they get 3 CPNs and build all the credit up and get businesses under, build the business credit and go get, because it don't take that much. Like people be thinking like it costs a lot to build a business credit score and all that. No. With only $700 a month, cause what you mean with only $700 a month? Like I got a CPN, but I'm not getting approved. Because you're not getting approved because this a lot of people don't get approved with their CPNs. A lot of people don't get approved with their CPNs because when it shows in the system when this CPN was created, and it's a brand new profile. And this profile don't got no type of debt, no type of age, no type of payment history, none of that. So when you're trying to go apply for and get these things, loans, credit cards, lines of credit cards, stuff like that, you don't have no debt. You don't have no history on this profile, on this CPN. So it's red flagging because it's going to show when it was like active, like when this number was activated and all that. So, and sometimes people don't even be having to try merge. Like people don't even be having credit scores on them because they don't know how to try merge it. So it's a lot of different ways reasons why people don't get approved with these CPNs, because what CPNs is created around your name, you got to do a little bit more. Like you got to do, you know what I mean? You got to do a little bit more work. When you get somebody's profile is already established, you really just using somebody's profile and putting your picture on their profile. And that's what I ID. That's all you're doing. So if John Smith got an 800 credit score, $2 million in credit, you get your fake ID with his information on it, and you can get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit, and and buy you. And like I said, people be staking out mailboxes, so they might get a loan, credit card, or line of credit, and it might get mailed to the address, and they might stake out the mailbox and go steal the mail, like, and get the car. Like people do a lot. You'd be surprised, like the magnitude and the lengths that people go to do certain things. I had a CPN, got an apartment, ended up leaving the CPN, was linked back to me, and ended up on my credit, so CPN is no good. Go. Why y'all be getting these apartments anyways? Like y'all be getting apartments, y'all be getting the smallest and the dumbest things that they don't do nothing really for y'all. Like the goal is to make money. Like I'm not telling anybody to do anything. This is all educational purposes only. This is all real talk. This is all things that's happening right now in the world that people are doing. It's just bringing awareness and things like that. But people gotta understand, like the goal is to make some money. apartments and all that. Like people be like, this one kills me. People try to get apartments with CPNs, and you don't need a CPN to get an apartment. Like when it comes to getting an apartment and you got an eviction, there's places that now I can see if you got an eviction is holding you back, but people don't be having evictions. They just be having bad credit, and with bad credit, all you gotta do is pay a double deposit. Like that's mainly what they do is just have you pay a double deposit, and you right in the door. So people just be doing stuff to do stuff at some point. Like really, people just be doing stuff to do stuff. Mentorship is $2,500 and up. In my mentorship, I will be giving you the opportunity to become a certified credit consultant, cleaning your personal credit, business credit, showing you how to do methods the right way, showing you everything and anything that you want to know. Just don't come. I hate when people come to me and be like, "Hey, bro, I'm just trying to learn how to make some money. Whatever you want to teach me." Like, no, it don't work like that. Because I did that, and people like, "Bro, I don't want to learn that. I want to do what they do, and I want to do this." Like, bro, what? Like, and everything that I teach is for you to work smarter and not harder. Like, we're not going to be doing all that. Like, we're not going to be putting yourself on camera, trying to hit ATMs and all that. Nah, you ain't going to do all that. 3 months. 90 days. Y'all think when y'all should do when y'all think I should start doing my 24-hour live? I'm gonna be live for 24 hours. Y'all get to ask me questions. Y'all get to see me behind the scenes, see me work, see me give lessons, all that type of stuff like that. So like, cause people be thinking like I don't be really, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can really give a lesson right now while I'm on this live. But then that's like free information. So at some point in time on a live, I will be muting it and unmuting it, like simultaneously, like muting it and unmuting it and all that. Because y'all can't just get free information like that. But I want y'all to really see how hard, you know what I'm saying? Because people be like, bro. Everybody always wants some help with. Don't understand that. Don't write me thinking you're gonna get something for free because it ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna happen. I'm not working for free. When people pay me, why would I do it for free? Why would I work hard for free? There's literally more people in the world that want a handout than more people that's willing to invest in themselves. I might do this a 24-hour live. That's what I might do, low key, just dropping gems all night. But just the thing though, for everybody that's in here, y'all gotta ask questions. Y'all gotta ask questions. Y'all gotta talk to me. Like I'm not gonna be like talking to myself and just be thinking of stuff to talk about. No, it's easier for y'all to engage, and that makes things way smoother and way better. And that makes, you know what I'm saying, the engagement better, and it makes me give out answers and answer questions that other people that might be afraid to ask and type might be wanting to know, and I might answer their question for because you the one. So y'all gotta engage more. Like for all we on 7-10 different platforms. We on Facebook. We on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 YouTube channels and a Twitch right now. So y'all watching right now, engage. You can ask me anything that you want to ask. As long as you trying to learn how to make some money, as long as you just want some information about something, as long as it ain't nothing goofy, I got you covered. But just engage because y'all might got some questions that I probably didn't even think about. That might be a good question, that a good topic. So this is the Hussle family right here. If y'all in this chat right now, y'all part of the Hussle family. Y'all gonna be the ones getting freebies and giveaways and stuff like that because y'all engaging. And when y'all engage, I see y'all name. I see everything. So I know who to pick out. I know who to make a moderate for my channel. I know how to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people, I know who to send a cash app to. I know who to give a free method to. I know how to give some type of free information to. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta engage, because the more you engage, the more it'll benefit you in your way. Point blank. Period. Help me, help y'all. Easy as that. All right. Did you use your real personal email, birthday, and card link to you? Anything regarding your CP? So with Fools, I gotta just basically find my own method through. It ain't with listen. Fools is profiles. Point blank, that's what it is. A full is a profile. So you basically somebody, this is the full information. So people just getting fake IDs to these profiles and they applying for stuff and like, you know what I mean? Like, you got people figuring out and finding chicks that work at banks and manipulating them and making them get them information, or being at their house while they at work and seeing information. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the information is right there and they take it. Man, it's getting crazy. Y'all be trying to play varsity and never play basketball a day in y'all life. How y'all gonna do that? Like that like bro from Detroit that just got bust down with the slips. Jay Schwan, what's his name? Jay Schwan. He had 2 chicks working at the mail office. He was getting tips on, like, you know what I'm saying? They was like literally picking out all the tax refund checks and stuff, and he was selling the checks, you know what I'm saying? Like for the dollar amount, like that. Over $63 million. See, people, this is the thing. People be so green and not like so gullible, like, man, this ain't gonna come back to me. But you gotta think, when real people is missing their checks and tax refund checks, and they gonna want their money. Like, they gonna be like, bro, I ain't get my money. So they gonna start doing their investigation. And then everything gonna start like being tracked. Like, okay, we mailed this through this system. It went to this mailbox. Like, it went to this carrier, because everything is scanned. So they go like, okay, at what time? Like, everything is tracked. So, and that's how you got caught. That's how they all got caught. Hey, everybody in here, when King Hussle, my main channel, gets to 100,000 subscribers, I will be doing the hot chip challenge. But this the thing, I will be eating like 6 hot chips, and I got the hot Reaper peanuts that I'm gonna be eating. So I'm gonna turn it up a notch, because y'all know I'm not just a credit consultant and all that. Like, I'm an entertainer. I own a production company, so I do a little bit more than just talk about credit all day. I talk about real life situations. I give people motivation. I do music. I do live streaming. I teach credit. Like, I got a rain channel. I got a motivation. I got a horror story channel. Like, everything that I be preaching and teaching to y'all, I literally do. Like, no cap, no faking, none of that. Like, y'all remember me telling y'all, go create this horror story channel. Like, it's a YouTube automation channel. Go create this rain channel. People like to listen to rain videos and stuff like that. Like, 595. I'm gonna show y'all my rain channel. Like, y'all want to see my rain channel and all that? Look, hold on. Y'all want to see my rain channel and my horror story channel, so y'all can get motivated? Like, dang, cuz you know what I mean, bro? Hold on, y'all. This the Huss.
I'm tired already. Hi.
What's cracking?
I'm hot. I don't want to go anywhere. What do you think?
Where you going?
To a game night.
To a game night, y'all. You got a date?
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. It's just me. Everybody flaking. It's just me. Not just me. Like, I think my brother coming.
What is game night at?
At Julian's Hall.
Who not answering you? What you talking about? You talking to me? I'm on live. My bad. You said, now where you going?
To Julian's Hall on
Junior's Hall.
He be having a game. Yeah. He be having a game like her. He be kind of lit. And I want to be clear lying in the hole ready to go out there.
So when you making that move out here, see me.
When you stop ignoring me and some weird shit.
I don't ignore you.
I don't ignore you.
I be working. You gotta put a little bit more pressure, a little bit more effort.
Yeah. Oh, no, I ain't good at stalking.
That's a lie.
You think
What time you coming home?
Okay, I think I'm ready.
What time you going back to the house?
I don't know. Probably after that's over.
What time is that over? All right, text
But
me.
even then, depending on my mood, I probably not stay long.
All right, text me till you get home.
Okay.
All right. Just want to show me your section. Who not answering you? Why you not answering me? Okay, let me go to your comment. My bad. Don't. I have 4 credit cards in collection. How can I get them off? I started making a payment plan with the creditors. Is that okay? That's great. What you don't want to do is listen. Credit when you get your credit cards off. Listen. Let me give y'all some point of advice. When it comes to anything with payment history, you do not want to quote unquote delete it off your credit report. If anything, you want to get caught back up on payments, and you want to mail the creditor and ask them to reverse the payment that was ever late, because you don't want to take away payment history that you need on your credit report in order to start getting major loans, credit cards, and lines of credit, because then you got to start all over again. You don't want to do that. That's why when people's trying to dispute all those accounts off their credit 2 years ago, having people taking pictures on Instagram like they mailing in 100 letters, like that was the silliest thing ever, because you messing up them people credit. Them people, listen, when you delete an account off, it's gone forever. You can't be like, oh, I need that debt. Let me get that back. I need that payment history. Let me get that back. It's gone. So now you got to go back out and find another primary trade line. And we all know nobody wants to get primary trade lines because that's quote unquote debt that y'all don't want. And we already know it's not a lot of primary trade lines out there. It's really like 5. Auto loans, mortgage loans, revolving credits, installment loans, and lines of credit. Those are the 5 primary trade lines that's out there. So people would be getting all these disputes and just disputing everything on their credit, not knowing that this is going to take away their age, their payment history, and their debt. And now all that just went down. Now that 10-year credit report now is a 6-year credit report. But they on charge off. How much you charge to do something like that, bro? Start making, if you got it on a payment plan, start making them payments, because it's gonna help you. It's gonna help your credit profile. Payment history. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. For $1,000, I get a bankruptcy off your credit. Yes, it's a way to get a bankruptcy off your credit report. It's how the rich get rich. And that's why that's why you see every rapper, every millionaire, almost billionaire filing bankruptcy. It's a legal finesse. Like, it's a legal loophole finesse. Like, they trying to keep their money and not pay them bills back. So they file bankruptcy, and you know what I mean? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What we talking about next? We got dark web, we got bank fraud, we got credit fraud, we got CPNs, we got check fraud, we got whatever that you want to talk about. Refund fraud. Of course, it's different. It's different. Canadian dollar not even the same. The euro, y'all got euros. So shit, security different. Like, like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What we talking about next? What we talking about now? What we talking about then? Let's get it off the ground. Hold on. All right. Got it. All right, back to y'all. My fault. I had to making the beat at the same time. 50K loan. What about a 50K loan? What do what do Nick West? 414 Love, stand up. Cause what I got. It says, I mean, shit, should have took a better picture with the ID. Should have looked like I put a fake mustache on or something. I have my own business and I'm trying to start off. What kind of business you got? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We live. I need hundreds of. I got over almost 100,000 subscribers on one page. I for sure need more viewers in this joint. I know that live notification bell went out to over 100,000 people, and only 7 people in here. That's wild business. 6 people in here. Transportation. What type of transportation business you got? Like, share, comment, subscribe. What it do, my H&E family members? What it do? Like, share, comment, subscribe. All my Twitch family members. Everybody on the Milwaukee Made, King Hussle 2.0, King Hussle. Rags and Riches. Facebook. Twitch. Everybody that's tapped in, I see y'all. Y'all gonna be the ones that be getting freebies and giveaways and all that. People, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. We're gonna get back in the algorithm. We're gonna build this platform back up, all these platforms up. I'm in Wakanda. I ain't in Houston. Like, share, comment. You missed probably about an hour and a half of all gems and sauce. On what y'all? If you feel like that's the best course for you, then take it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my Twitch right now. If y'all ain't subscribed to the Twitch, y'all already missing about this. Megan Thee Stallion weak. On what? I'm finna get the roasting motherfuckers in a second. Cause y'all do, hey, who in here know me from back like 6 years ago? When I first, you know what I'm saying, got into this real YouTube world now, you know what I'm saying? When I used to be telling you, like, y'all do know y'all do know I'm a hacker, right? Ethical hacker though. No black hat no more. No more black hat. Y'all do know like the vendors and the hackers make way more money than people. Like people who try to do these methods and put themselves like in the front street and like leave paper trails and like be on camera and eventually get caught. Like that would be killing me. I'm trying to own a lot of businesses. What you trying to pay for? What you trying to get? Talk to me. Talk to me. Like, I want y'all to have full blown conversations with me. Because I'm having conversations back. I'm giving freebies, giveaways, and all that. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You ready to get paid? Listen up. E-Loans is giving $5,000 no credit check, same day funded personal loans to people with bad credit. Yes, for anybody out there that needs a quick instant $5,000, they will give you the bag. EILOAN.com. That's EILOAN.com. E-Loans will give you up to $5,000 no credit check, personal loan, same day funded. Now, understand this, just because you got bad credit and you try to get this loan does not mean you're going to instantly get approved. You need to show on your credit report that you can manage money. So go get those trade lines, add those credit strong trade lines, those magnum credits, those self. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, broke ass nigga hating on my beats, buddy, in my live. Little broke ass nigga, we gonna get you a job. You ain't out here swiping, little nigga. You ain't out here cars prepping, little nigga. I can show you how to get 100,000 in a week. I can show you how to make 100,000, but you geek. I can show you how to make 100,000 times 10. That's a million, little friend. You a get it in. I can show you how to whip it with my left and my right wrist. Show you how to get it in, bro. You ain't like this. I can show you how to get some cars. Hey, your baby mama tryna fuck cause you got this. If you got some money, little nigga, I can show you something. You ain't talking money, so I got you right here running something. Hey, I can really get my shit off on that. What it do? Fresno, what it do? They'll be the type of niggas like, man, that shit weak. And then everybody like, that shit cold. They like, hell yeah, that shit cold. But you got your own taste, little bro. What it do? What it do? Make sure y'all go follow my Twitch right now. Go subscribe to that Twitch, man. Go subscribe to my Twitch, man. We live on Twitch and YouTube right now. We dual stream. I dual stream, so I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Milwaukee. Little broke ass nigga. You ain't really on my line. I can show you how to make a zip turn into 30 times. Extra 6, that's a whole brick. Can you find court with a CPN? Can you fund a court with a CPN? If my real credit up, cuz I'm confused on what you asking. Can you fund a court with a CPN? You can do it with anything. Yes, you can. Hey, should I stay on this live for 24 hours? Should I get my streaming on? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all get to talk to me for 24 hours. Y'all want that? But I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go IRL mode, just desktop mode. When I go in real life mode, y'all get to see me like move around, sleep, and all that stuff. So I might do 24 hour and do the. But when I get 100 subscribers, 100K subscribers on YouTube on my King Hussle page, I'm eating 6 hot chips and I'm eating some hot peanuts. So make sure y'all, let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. Let's get these videos in the algorithm. I'm gonna do what they ain't doing. I'm gonna be the first person to eat 6 hot chips. Y'all think I can do it? And I'm gonna teach credit at the same time. And I'm gonna give a method. I got the chips already. And I got the peanuts. I got all that already. Y'all wanna see it? Y'all wanna see the chips and the peanuts? Come on, we're gonna learn credit. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do it all over here. King Hussle, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to help y'all elevate life and have fun with y'all, man. I'm the best entertainer there is. Like, ain't nobody dual streaming, ain't nobody giving lessons, ain't nobody got 10 YouTube, 20 YouTube channels like me doing different things. I'm really the only person doing that. Ain't no DDGs, ain't no Kai Snatch. They all got their little Twitches and their YouTubes. That's, little 2 platforms. Me, I got Twitch, 20 YouTube channels, all that. I'm on everything. So y'all will see this face a lot. Music channel, all that. Y'all want to see the chips though? Hey, I can swap a card every day, make 100. He's a leap, nigga. I can get your bitch and go bust some checks for me. She a runner, nigga. I can get 100 pounds in a week, swap it in a week, nigga. Show you how to, hey, I can get a bad little bitch. Show her how to get them checks going. Show her how to whip it I can show her how to clear them checks working good with the acetone. Get the brake fluid and that's gone in a little phone. I can show you nigga get rich off a mobile phone. If you good, hey, I can show you how to make $1 million off credit if you really broke. If you sitting down, just take some notes. If you wanna get some checks, nigga, just some little check. If you want some less, little nigga, just give me the check. I can show you 1,000 ways how to get full. If you wanna come and get it in, this ain't jet fuel. I be smoking on the best side, yeah, that jet fuel. If you wanna roll with me, she know she got that best fuel. Ooh, let me pushing in the winds, I'm that real goat. $30,000 on my neck, that's that real choke. If you wanna with me, you know this a good throw. Baby wanna come and suck with me, get that good throw. Hell no, little baby, no, that's a no-go. I ain't fucking with no broke bitch, that's a no-no. If she wanna fuck with me, she gotta get a free throw. If she fuck from the line, then she gotta get low. Bitch coming down, wanna eat way. Show her 11 ways how to get paid. If she on that broke shit, no, I can work with her. I can show you 100 ways how to get with her. If you wanna go and get paid, that's a chick with you. And no, little baby, y'all, I can get with you. Need CPN friendly credit unions. Any bank is CPN friendly. You just gotta have a right CP. What do you mean CP friendly credit profile? You can go to any bank and get a. Hey, I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think I look like Snoop Dogg? Answer that for me. Do I look like Snoop Dogg? Because apparently everybody in the world think I look like Snoop Dogg. Who in here think I look like Snoop Dogg? Y'all think I look like Snoop Dogg? Y'all want to see something funny? Who in here want to see something funny? Like y'all want to see like the craziest thing ever? Y'all want to see some crazy stuff? Y'all want to see something crazy? Y'all want to see my impact? My aura? My Snoop Dogg aura? Who in here want to see something funny? Like this, we finna have a little fun real quick. Who want to see something funny? Let me know right now. If y'all want to see some funny-ish, let me know right now. Y'all want to see how I impact these people across the world? Y'all want to see some? Oh, y'all don't want to see. That's cool. I was gonna show y'all something funny. How you make the CPN hit on the credit unions, then try merge it. Y'all want to see something funny? Y'all want to see something funny, bro? Y'all look, watch this. Watch this, y'all. This how funny it is. Look. What it do?
Yeah, man. You look like Snoop Dogg.
Like Snoop Dogg. That's my uncle.
Yeah. Really?
My uncle.
Here. What? Is that Snoop Dogg? Is this Snoop Dogg?
That's my uncle.
I can see the resemblance.
Word. I'm for real. That's my uncle.
Snoop Dogg?
Who?
Are you Snoop Dogg?
That's my uncle.
Actually.
Yeah, bro.
You look like him.
That's my uncle.
What up, man?
What up, bro? What you got going on?
Man, just chilling with my dog.
Chilling with your dog. What's your credit score? What's your dog credit score?
It's like 800.
Like 800. You sure? You know, I be teaching credit and stuff, so I'll be making sure people got their credit together.
Really? That's what you're on here, dude? You're trying to just spread knowledge on you?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. It took me a long time. I was a little late to build the building credit game.
You was late to hop on that credit game, get your debt together, and get your payment history and all that together.
Yeah, but I was able to get out of that. And then now I have just like I have a real low. I don't even know if it's good or not, but it's just like I don't know. I just keep it paid off.
Credit the number one money game in the world, bro. You got to get your credit together because you might want to start a business one day. You might need some funds, and you go get that bank that no doc loan is like, ooh, $53,000.
No, you're right, dude. You're speaking. You're speaking good. I mean, if you can get someone to convince you to give you a loan, and you're
any
ready
credit union
for
will give you a loan with bad credit if you're a new small starter business. Any credit union, they work with the smaller people, the smaller businesses.
True. Yeah, they represent the community.
Any credit union will help the people. Start getting your credit together, bro.
Dude, all right, man.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Square bands. Yeah.
That's my uncle.
Snoop Dogg Square bands. What's up, man?
That's my uncle. What up?
Smoking,
What y'all out there in Egypt doing?
You smoke weed, huh? I'm from Egypt. Yeah.
Let me see the pyramids.
You come and see. This is perfect.
Let me see the pyramids. I see somebody climb the pyramid out there. I want to. Ain't that illegal?
You come and see.
All right, Snoop Dogg gonna come see, bro.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg Square band.
Clock it.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, and you?
I'm all right. What you doing out there in Colombia? What time is it?
I love your teeth.
Thank you. I love your teeth. I love your smile.
Thank
hey,
you.
Look at that. That's what I mean, though.
What is your name, brother? You look like a woman.
I'm like, who?
You.
Why y'all so close? Tell me that. Why y'all so close, bro? Separate. Why y'all so close? Why you so close to him? What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? You look like a young Snoop Dogg.
Like Snoop Dogg, that's my uncle.
Like a young Snoop Dogg, yeah.
That's my uncle. I get that
Really?
a lot. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
man.
got some weed?
Do I got some weed? Unfortunately, I do, man.
Oh, for real, bro.
I told you.
You haven't gotten high in like 4 weeks.
I was
I
just
hate to get
smoking
high.
Wiz Khalifa like 2 weeks ago.
Bro, you gotta share that.
Nah.
You gotta ship some to me.
I definitely can do that. What you need? You need some real Zy, or you need some lows, some mids, some high?
The real ones, dude. The real ones, bro. Like, give me the strong ones.
It's the real Zy medical marijuana. So are you ready for medical marijuana that actually does what it
American?
says it's gonna do?
Oh shit, for real?
Okay, I see you.
Hello.
How old is you?
I'm 15. She's 13.
Why y'all not sleep?
Because it's only 10 o'clock. Aren't you too old to be awake? Don't you need to take a nap?
How old do I look?
You look like Snoop Dogg.
That's my uncle.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Wait, are you lying? Wait,
It's my uncle.
you look.
That's my sister's brother. Or yeah, that's my mom's brother.
You changed your story, so I don't believe you. You look.
That's his sister.
49.
My mom is his sister. I look 49. I'm nowhere near 49. That's crazy. That's wild bananas.
Wow, bananas. King. I'll just.
What? Hey, you there?
Yo, Snoop Dogg, what's up?
What's up, bro? That's my uncle. Bro, I don't want to watch that, bro. What you got going on? Y'all told y'all want to see something funny? Look. Everybody across the world think I look 1 million people.
Yo, you look like that one meme. You look like that one. You know what meme I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta tell me.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. You gotta
It's
tell
that
me.
one guy. It's that one guy. He looks like he always knows something about your girl. He's like, yo, you ever seen this video of your girl right here? And he just having that face.
I do be knowing shit about niggas and ladies. Where your lady at right now?
We broke up.
Y'all broke up because she was cheating, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Why y'all break up?
Because I had some personal shit I had to deal with. And I
You
just
had some
couldn't be around.
personal. So what you think she doing right now?
I don't know.
Do you miss her?
We broke up today, bro.
Damn, y'all broke up today, like hours ago. So
Like,
you definitely miss her. But why you break up with her? She wouldn't like. She was interfering with what you got going on.
Nah, just shit.
It
It's
was just
personal.
you
I
was
can't
not
even
her.
talk about
Is
it.
you was not her. One of them type of situations. That brother was hurt, bro. It be like that, bro. I feel him. Hell yeah, on what? What the hell's that?
The chain.
Huh?
I like the chain.
Huh?
I like the chain.
Gracias, merci beaucoup, man. What the hell's that? You ain't got no
Not with
hus?
me.
You ain't got no
Not with
hus?
me.
Why
Yeah,
you
not
got no
with me.
hus?
Cause look at me.
You ain't got no ball? Oh, you gotta get you some. Oh man, why y'all so close? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, bro. Why y'all so close, bro? What y'all got going on? I can't hear you, bro. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Why, bro, biting his finger? I feel real uncomfortable.
Snoop Doggy Dog. When
That's
the
my uncle.
pimps hit the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Me first.
Snoop Dogg, Snoop Doggy Doggy.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? What you got going on? What the
You
hell
look
is
like
that?
shit. Okay, bro. Is that Snoop Dogg? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
what I thought.
That's my uncle.
Yeah. You look like Snoop Dogg.
I like Snoop Dogg.
You look like Snoop Dogg, yeah. I mean that in a good way, though. Snoop Dogg's good.
That's my uncle.
For real?
Yeah.
That's his uncle.
Man, y'all playing music. Y'all give me copyrighted piece. I had to get up off of there, bro. But I told y'all, bro. Do I really look like Snoop Dogg? I had to get up off of there. This nigga had on a diaper and a bunny mask. I ain't even deal with all that, bro. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What y'all got going on? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going for 2.5 hours. Like, share, comment, subscribe, man. We live.
Isolation. Finally, you may be suffering from emotional trauma if you often.
If you want to get rich in life, you got to understand one thing. All millionaires, all billionaires, they got their credit together. Their business credit and their business, but behind the scenes, what I say? You got to understand one thing. If you want to get rich in life, you got to understand. If you want to get rich in life, you got to understand one thing. Every millionaire, every billionaire got their business credit together and their personal credit together. They invested. They got long. Wow. From there. If you want to get rich in life, you got to understand. You want to get rich in life, you got to understand one thing. Every millionaire, every billionaire, they got their personal credit and their business credit together. They got loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. They leveraged it. They used it. They invested, which made them passive income, which made them blessed. You can make $100,000, $250,000, even $1 million a month, all passive income, all determined off how hard you work and what you invest in, off the money that you get off credit. So let's get rich on credit. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What y'all want to talk about next? What bands is good? Any band is good. You just gotta know how to use it. But to get rich in life, you gotta understand one thing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to me. What y'all got going on? What y'all got going on? Shout out them cities and states. Ask me questions. Or I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna get up off of here. Should I do a 24-hour live stream? Nah, I ain't gonna do a 24-hour live stream. I want to talk about how to get rich, how to make your first $100,000. If I had $1,000, what would I do with my last $1,000? If I had my last $1,000, first I start doing real estate and wholesaling. I start doing that for sure because that's just free money right there. You can't go wrong with that. I start finding out some type of knowledge that I can teach people and start selling courses. I get as many hustles as I can and start generating some funds. Then I figure out, okay, what do I want to invest my money in? What do I want to do? Then I invest my money into that. Then I start, you got to have a product. See, y'all got to understand this. If you want to become successful, if you want to become rich, whatever that you're doing, you got to have a product. Everything is a product. You got to understand everybody want to buy something. So if you got something to sell that a lot of people want, they're going to buy it. You just got to figure out what your product is. Some people sell credit information. Some people got car services. Some people sell methods. Some people sell a lot of different things that people sell out here. Like, a lot of people want everything. So you just got to promote your product the best way for people who want to come buy from you. They're going to buy it. You'll make way more money than people who buying the product. And that's just how everything works. When people got to buy iPhones, this is a product. People got to buy laptops, computers, and methods, and credit trade lines. And you got to buy stuff so the person that's buying it or selling it going to make more money. That's just how it is. So people be trying to figure out what's the myth of getting rich. Like, how can you get rich? Like, how are so many? Because they selling something. Like, they got something for sale. Like, that's why I tried to tell you in the beginning, not 6 years ago. Don't be a worker, be the plug. Be the person that's selling something that so many people want and need. It's a lot of people selling the exact same thing. So figure out what works best for you. You might be able to get these type of videos easier. You might know more about this so that it'll be easier for you to sell. Or you might know how to get this type of information. You gotta figure out what works best for you. Because everybody's life not the same. Everybody wasn't brought up the same. Everything, like, different things were presented to other people's lives that might not be presented to your life, so they're able to talk about things that you're not able to talk about, or you're able to talk about things that they're not able to talk about, that people want to know about, that can help them get some money. Like, or you can go literally learn something that people that want to know about and make some money by teaching it. Like, y'all gotta learn how to use our resources. That's why in my videos I don't like giving too much of a handout. So I don't post bank links and none of that in my videos because In the video, I literally tell you where to go. So if you don't know how to use your resources and use how to search and all that on your own, you're never gonna make it far in life. Because you could be one click away from getting some type of document, some type of loan, credit card, line of credit that you need to succeed in life. But you just waiting for somebody to give you the link to the website or give you a link to the bank or nah, just go type it in and find it or use y'all. That's why I want y'all to start using y'all resources more. Cause y'all be thinking somebody gonna just let y'all jump on their back and they walk to the promised land and y'all get off at the finish line and collect the reward. No, it don't work like that. Anybody doing that? Anybody gonna no. No. Then y'all be like people be gatekeeping. People be gatekeeping. No, people don't be gatekeeping. People, this is just valuable information that's people charge and pay for. Like ain't nobody finna be stressed out and be working extra hard for free. People got bills. People got a life. People got things to pay for. So this is their services that they're offering. Everybody want to play that. I'm broke. Help a person out. Help me out. You got it. You should be helping your. That's the most brokest mentality that you can have. Because as long as you think like that, the longer you're gonna stay broke. Because you're gonna always think somebody gonna give you something or help you with something or do something for you. Like no, it don't work like that. Then people are not gonna want to be around you because you always need something. You always need some type of help. You always, you know what I'm saying? Need ain't never got nothing or got nothing to offer. What to do, Compton? They never got nothing to offer. And people don't want nobody like that around. People be trying to make some money. Becoming successful is all about generating passive income, different streams of income. Y'all got to start learning about generating different streams of income. It's just so happened that a lot of people don't know ways to make fast income other than selling drugs or women selling their body. And there's a lot of different ways to make passive income fast. You got people that selling clothes. You got people selling methods. You got people selling music. You got people selling all different type of products. You got people that's really just buying stuff and reselling it. Like everything is to be sold. Like that's why everything got a price tag on it. Like everything and everybody is selling something. Like you got people selling videos. You got people like somebody's selling something to get them some quick, fast cash. It's just all about what you selling and what your price is and like what all you gotta do. Like sometimes you gotta be like, okay, what's something out here that I can sell? People selling food, people selling everything, man. You gotta think about, okay, what's something you gotta do the math. Like, okay, if people doing this around this average price. So since I'm new, I'm gonna do it cheaper so I can get more customers. So when I do it cheaper, I'm gonna get more people coming in. I'm gonna get more money faster. So it might take you 5 days, or it might take you a whole month to make $5,000. But it took me 2-3 days to make $5,000 because so many people are cheap in the world, and I got cheap prices, and I'm giving them the service that they want that they came to me for. And that's how business works. That's why I do my lessons for cheaper than people. That's why I give people the opportunity to make $10,000+ with only $500 instead of $1,000. Like it's enough money out there for everybody. And you do it cheaper, more people come to you. And that's why more people come to me because I teach people how to become successful. And people don't understand that. People just be like, oh, give me a method. Like people be thinking these methods be step 1, step 2, you unlock the secret goal of $100,000. Like, no, it ain't nothing like that. Like y'all be like a lot of people be like not understanding like what's going on. Like a lot of people be buying methods and fraud methods and stuff, not understanding like that's fraud. Like that's illegal activity that you're doing. So you buying this card or you buying this and using it, it's gonna pin back. It's gonna be you're gonna leave a paper trail because everything has an IP address and it's gonna lead back to you and your location and who you are. And they're gonna pop up like, hey, and they're gonna get your computer, confiscate your computer, and they're gonna search it. And once they find it, they're gonna put out a warrant for you. And then you go like, man, like that's how I go. But people be so thirsty and so green, they really don't even be thinking about that or caring about that. They just want to get some money real quick and be like, oh, I'll worry about that then. When you worry about it, you got to go get you a lawyer. You got to pay restitution. You got to spend more money than you actually made even doing anything. You looking stupid. You know what I mean? People on a regular basis look stupid doing check fraud, identity theft, and all this low-level fraud stuff. It's all on YouTube. You can literally go on YouTube and type in all this stuff, and so many people get caught doing the exact same thing with this exact same results with the exact same pattern, like with the checks. Like everybody be doing the checks, and in some cases, they actually do be getting away with some money. Like it'd be times like this is like the third bank she came to trying to withdraw the rest of the money, but they went to 3 different banks and got money up out of it. So they might be like being thirsty, like. But you gotta understand, people be doing that. If they feel like they've been good the last 3 banks and there's only a small portion left, they're gonna feel like they're good at the last bank. The way I would think is, all right, I know this a fake check or whatever. I've been good these last 4 banks. At some point in time, this check or whatever is going to red flag. It's going to pop up like this at some point in time because it's fake. So let me just take my little, I'm free right now. I got some money, cool. I'm gonna take that little L on that whatever that's left in that bank, and you know what I'm saying? Because I do a lot of reaction videos, and a lot of times, a lot of people get fake checks, and they go to banks, they open up new accounts, and they deposit the checks and do all. Like a lot of times, people open up new accounts, deposit a check, and they automatically get shut down. Like when they get clear, like when they red flag and all that. Then you got people that's using profiles to open up bank accounts to deposit the checks into there. So that's another reason why, another way people use profiles to open up bank accounts to deposit fake checks in there, because a lot of people go on social media platforms like bring me this bank, bring me that bank, blah, 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 because every bank has a different security database when it comes to checks. So this bank might clear checks faster than the next check, or this bank might clear half the check, and then the next day it might clear the rest of the other half. Like different procedures, different banks. So people will be knowing what procedures work for what bank, so they deal with that bank. So if somebody got that bank, they all right, here, deposit this check and give me your information. And like, there's all different type of stuff that be going on with that. But that's why. And people gotta understand, when you're dealing with these financial institutes, once there's some type of fraud or some type of scam committed, somebody's going to report it, and now it's under investigation. And the more you keep doing it, the more they're going to start connecting the dots, and that's what people don't understand. And that's why people who do the checks and all that, they send their runners into the bank. Like they literally like come up with a whole scheme. So they get them a runner, they might get them an old bum or somebody, buy them clothes, put them in a hotel, do all this, and then make them go into the bank and cash this check. And a lot of reaction videos that I have done, a lot of them have got away with it, or a lot of them have got denied and went to a different bank. They went to 2-3 banks. Like y'all keep going to all these banks. Like at some point in time, you gotta be like, all right, 2 banks, this check ain't work. I ain't going to another bank. I ain't going to another branch, Jordan. All right, like we already got this amount of this shit. It's a rare occasion that somebody will go into a bank with a fake check and get the full amount. Because one, y'all gotta understand, when you cash a check, most banks, you gotta have the funds in your account to cover the check, because it's not hard cash. So the check has to clear first. So if you don't have the funds in your account to cover the check, it's not going to let you even get the funds from the check. So that's why the check's got to clear. Second, when the checks clear, sometimes the checks don't clear a full amount. Like you got a $7,000 check, it might clear $2,700 the first day. It might clear $700 the first day. Second day, it might clear another $1,300. Third day, it might clear the rest if it's real or not. Like it's going through a verification process. And if you got the funds to cover that, it's going to give you the money. Then when the check clears, it's going to replace the funds into that account. So you basically get the loan and get your own money. And that's what people don't be understanding. So they deposit these checks into these accounts, but they don't be understanding, like, the check might be in, it might show up in the account, but it's not clear. So it might still be saying processing and stuff like that, and people don't be paying attention to that. And so it actually at the bottom, it'll tell you how much is actually available in your account that you can get, and they don't pay attention to that. So they red flag the account by keep trying to get the money up out the account, but it's processing, and they don't pay attention to that. Sometimes it processes faster, and there's always some type of red flag, like the bank tellers be paying attention to, like, all right, this person stays out here, and why are they coming driving 100 miles or 50 miles all the way to this bank? Like, why wouldn't they go to a regular bank in there? Like, people, they do that type of research, and they be connecting those type of dots, and that's why a lot of people get caught. I just did a reaction video when a dude was trying to get a car with a CPN using a fake ID. He was like, had to be like 26, 27, 28. They asked this man how old he was or what year was he born. He told them 1957. 1957. That man was between 26 and 28. And he told them cops he was born in 1957. I showed y'all that video. But it's like, come on now. A lot of people be just getting these profiles that don't match nowhere at all. Like, at least match. Like, you got a whole old man that's 70 years old, 68 years old. And you 28 talking about you 57. Like, he was born in 1957. Like, bro, they're going to be able to look at you and tell, bro, you moving and grooving. Like, bro, you got loose bones. And like a 60-year-old man gonna look, any 60-year-old man gonna look 60. Gonna look 60 years old. Gonna look 68, 70. Like, y'all do know the difference between 28 and 70. Like, yeah, you at least 70. Like, come on, man. Like, they caught on to that. Like, somebody in the car dealership said, hold on, wait a minute. This driver license say 1957. That man looks at least between 26 and 28. He's not 68 years old. Let us call him back and tell him he got to come fill out a couple more documentation. When he get here, the police gonna be here too, waiting for him. And that's exactly what happened. They was waiting for him. They got him. And this man had the audacity to tell the police he was born in 1957. At least he tried to keep up with it. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's almost embarrassing. Like, to know for sure they know you lying. Like, that's like me looking at somebody and like, when was you born? 1957. Like, what? You sound stupid. You ain't that old. Like, 1957. You know, Martin Luther King didn't die too long before that. Like, y'all tripping. So you telling me you was around when Jim Crow laws was around? Like, people be, and that's what goes on behind with these profiles. And then I showed y'all the one when the lady had so many profiles that she was just getting profiles and just switching names and numbers all over the place. So she would probably have like 12 IDs or 6 IDs or however many IDs with like the same name and different driver license number, social security number, and like she was going crazy. She had a Benz and everything, and she was in the car lot trying to get this dude a car. Like, talking about, we just met yesterday, which they probably did. You know, chicks be gullible, especially old heads, old Krugers. They be trying to, you know, get them some young meat. So, you know, but come on now, you go driving around with 17 fake IDs, 14 social security cards. That's like having drugs in the car. Like, that's scary. Like, you got all this fraudulent information in the car and like driving around with plates and somebody else's name. Like, so when that person go to check, they got a whole $80,000 auto loan. They wonder, like, bro, why my credit like a Mercedes Benz? What? Like, any 60-year-old gonna look at least 50. Man, listen, you're gonna look mature in the face. You gonna, bro, a 60-year-old, a 70-year-old man, like the way dude looked, he should look like a crackhead. He had dreads. He had dreads too. He had the little bitty dreads too, and he had a little ponytail on the little dreads too. So like, come on now. First off, big homie, we aren't doing SSEINs because SS are feds, and long as it's not a 9, we cool. I don't even know what you're talking about. What you mean? Boy, that boy Matthew Cox was getting create synthetic identities using babies. getting loans, credit. That brother was getting mortgage loans with fake synthetic identities with the name like James Black and James Red and stuff like that. Getting refinance, taking the equity out on people's homes and stuff like that. Like with baby social security numbers though. But he had a whole he had a whole y'all want listen. Let me, hold on, y'all. We fall down, but we get it. We fall down, but we get it. This video still uploading, bro. This video been uploading for like 2 days, bro. 10 live viewers. Can't get up again. Can't get up again. I'm still gonna do this video on my reaction channel. But hold on, let me see where is it. 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 Hello, dude say he was born in 1957. I snap. $1957. Dog early told the police he was born in 1957. Hold on, man. Y'all want to see that, bro? What are wait, he said a long time ago, bro, was watching 200K equity out of the house worth 68. Facts. What all can you really do with a CPN? Whatever you can do with a regular profile. A word 2 years ago when I issued the problem people not willing to do the work. My profile ran 50K for facts. People not willing to do the work. People want people to do. People think they can find a loophole to get anything for free and for people to do something for them. Like that's the loophole people be looking for. Like that loophole ain't worked for nobody too well. Straight like that. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna show y'all something. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front my I ain't gonna front my I say I ain't gonna front my I ain't gonna front my What? I want y'all to see this. This still funny.
You got any sort of information, but you're coming to buy a car?
No, I'm here to pick it up.
Okay. Okay, what's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
1957.
Right. Turn around. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. So do not resist.
Bro, what? Bro, look, bro, look.
You got any sort of information, but you're coming to buy a car?
No, I'm here to pick it up.
Okay. Okay, what's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
1957.
Right. Turn around.
Bro, what the nigga said 1957. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to my Twitch, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Twitcherton, right? Nitcherton. Oh, do it for me. I will pay you on the back. No. If I do anything for you, I'm keeping it all. So you might as well just pay me up front. Why would I do something for you? And why would I do something that's getting full price to give it to you and get paid coins when I can just keep it all? I don't know why people be not getting that. Like, why would somebody do something for you? Like, do it. Like, do something, do everything, and then give you majority of it. That makes no sense. If anybody gonna do anything, especially when it comes to money, if anybody gonna do something that's gonna get you some money, but I'll give you a cut of it, you give me no, I'm just gonna keep it all because I did it. You ain't do nothing. Why would I? No, it makes no sense at all. It literally makes no sense at all. So when people are like, hey, let me pay you on the back, why would I want to do anything, especially unethical with anybody that I don't know? That's the dumbest thing ever. But I want to show y'all this Matt Cox. I want to show y'all this Matt Cox video. Bow chicka wow wow. I want the world to know.
I'm working.
What up is this video at? 6 hours. No. Yeah, man. It might be on his channel. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm coming out. I'm coming. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Must be the money. Must be the money. All right, what y'all want? Let me see. Must be the money.
Today we are covering what they didn't
What
teach you in
comment?
school about managing your finances. Let's start by downloading the Experian app.
Hey, this is Matt Cox, and today's video I'm going to talk about what prior to me going to prison when I first started committing fraud, and it, you know, I'm not really going to talk about when I committed a mortgage fraud as much as when I committed basically kind of like credit card fraud, and kind of how that developed, and you know, and essentially what happened, kind of, you know, how I went through the process. But before we get to all that, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, and share it with your friends, and leave a comment for the algorithm. So I was a mortgage broker. I was, gosh, how old was I? Well, when I started as a mortgage broker, I was probably 28, 29 years old. And God, things were not going well for me at all. I ended up working for, after college, I worked construction for a while, but then I was a I got my insurance license, and I was an insurance adjuster for a while, and that was a horrible job, and I got laid off one time, and another time I ended up quitting one job. I got laid off from another job, but the truth is, it was just really monotonous, and it was a lot of paperwork. It was a lot of it was not the job for me. What ended up happening was I started working construction, and then I had a girlfriend that came to me, and she's told me that, look, you got to become a mortgage broker. She was working for a company that was a subprime lender, and they were doing well, or she was doing well. And so she was like, look, you've got to do this. You'd be great at this. So I did. I went and I applied for the job, and I flew out to, I think it was North Carolina. I was trained for 2 or 3 days, and they flew me back, and I started at the mortgage company, and I did really well very quickly. And of course, I did very well very quickly because, like, the very first loan I did, I immediately started committing fraud. It was, I'm not going to get into exactly what happened or how it happened, but essentially the first loan I had, it was going to go under because of like 1 30-day late. So I wanted it out, and then next thing you know, next guy that came in, he had an issue. I fixed his issue. Next thing, it just went on and on, and the entire industry was, extremely well. There was a lot of corruption going on. Didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. So ultimately, though, like, let's say a year or so later, I ended up owning my own mortgage company. I really honestly didn't even want to own my own mortgage company. I just wanted to be a mortgage broker, but things kept happening that
I like the chatty people.
I ended up starting a company. I started a company with maybe 4 or 5 guys, and I would say, and that mortgage company there was a lot of fraud involved in that mortgage company. One of the things that happened at that particular mortgage company was that I remember a woman came in one time. She had applied for a mortgage, and one of my brokers pulled her credit. And he came in, he showed me the credit. And he was like, look, the credit looks great, right? I was like, yeah, credit's great. She had like a car loan. She had a couple credit cards. And so it was great. I was like, okay, it's perfect. She had like, her credit scores were in the mid to high 700s, and she was perfect. She'd been at the same job for 4 or 5 years. Everything was perfect. But when he was putting together the package, he realized that her W-2s had a different social security number on them than he had pulled. And he was like, that's weird, right? I forget exactly how he caught that. But so he called her and asked her to come in, and she came in, and she came in my office. Like, he didn't want to have that conversation with her. He was like, I want her to get upset. So she came in my office and sat down. I said, look, we've got a discrepancy here. And she was super nervous. And I showed her I said, this is what we pulled. And this is what you provided. This is what you told my broker on the phone. But here's the W-2 you provided. So I showed her the W-2, and she was like, well, what's wrong with that? And I showed her the discrepancy, and she went, right. And I said, well, what happened? What's the issue? I was like, look, you can tell me. I don't care. I'm not calling the police. I just want to know how you have 2 social security numbers. And she was like, well, she'd gotten a divorce. And when she told me, so what she said, look, when I got a divorce, I had all this credit in my married name. Her husband had run up all the credit cards, and they got a divorce. She probably, who knows. She said she got a divorce. They had a repo. They had an eviction. And she said that a friend of hers had told her that she should apply for her next property in her maiden name and use her son's social security number. And her son was like 1 year old or 2 years old. So she pulled her credit. She went to the apartment complex and used the son's social security number and her maiden name. And she'd been married for however many years. And because she didn't want to use she was being evicted, and she didn't want to use that address. She was like living at her family's house at that point, like her parents' house. So she used the parents' address. She used her her kid's social security number, and she used her maiden name. So The only thing that was really the same with her was her first name, that there was a credit bureau attached.
So over the last 20 years, I've had 7.
The first name.
If y'all not paying attention, if y'all not paying attention, he just dropped the whole gem for y'all right there. Right there. Who caught that gem? Did nobody catch that gem? So y'all didn't catch where he asked her why these numbers don't match. She explained to him what she did to do that. Y'all ain't catch that?
And the date of birth. Everything else was different. Well, obviously, if her name was, let's say, Janet, there's probably tons of people with the first name Janet and that date of birth. So the credit bureau actually created an alternative credit profile for her. And so now, using her maiden name, which she had credit in, but it was 5 or 10 years earlier. So she pulled her credit using the new SOCH, her date of birth, and essentially her new name. And that created a new credit profile. So she got the apartment, and she said after she got the apartment, she applied to get several like car loans or something. And
Tri-merge.
And so the salesman, like, she didn't get them. Like the salesman was like, listen, you got to get some credit. You ought to get a secure credit card. So she went out and, using her maiden name, her son's social security number, and the new address, and applied for secured credit cards, which of course she got. She got a few secured credit cards, and after she was like, and after several months, I went back and I applied and got a car loan from like Ford or somebody who at that time I would finance anybody. She made the car payment, she made the secured credit card payments, and then she said after a year or so, she said, I started getting offers from credit card companies that were offering unsecured credit cards. She goes, so I got my money back from the secured credit cards, and I opened up a couple unsecured credit cards. She goes, and now I want to buy a house, and I came in and I applied for a mortgage from you guys, and you guys approved me, only you approved me using my son's social security number. I just remember thinking, I should have been thinking that's horrible, but I remember thinking, wow, that's genius. That is amazing. She had completely created this synthetic identity. And imagine, you can imagine, it was easy for her to go out. She got a driver's license in the name, in her maiden name. It was a real name. So she just switched back to her maiden name. So she's providing this number and and borrowing money using this alternative credit profile. So I was like, okay, that makes total sense. And she was like, well, I'm so sorry. Please don't call the police. I was like, oh, what are you talking about? We're going to change your social security number on your W-2s. So we changed it on the W-2s, and the loan went through, and she got a loan. No problem. So, well, at that time,
This is the same information that I be telling y'all that be going on in real life. Like when I be making these videos and I be telling y'all, like, listen. Sometimes it's different reasons why people do different things. Her credit was messed up under her marriage name, so she just went back to her maiden name. She used her son's social security number. She wasn't trying to do nothing illegal. She wasn't trying to do nothing fraud. She was just trying to get a clean slate. And so happy she just used her son's. But a lot of people, like, we all know or heard of somebody that used their child's name or social security number to get some type of bill in their name. We all know. So y'all gotta start connecting the dots sometime.
I was already, I had a couple of friends of mine that had gotten in trouble with the FBI. And I remember thinking it might lead to me. I should preface this by saying my mortgage brokerage business had the ability to pull credit. We pulled what's called a tri-merge. I mean, we could pull individual ones. We could pull like just Equifax or Experian, whatever. But we could also pull all three bureaus. So we would pull a tri-merge. So I remember I went out and I grabbed a social security number. I mean, this is horrible, but I went to the file cabinet. I opened the file cabinet. I grabbed a bunch of 1040 forms, and there were people that were taking deductions for their children. Their children's numbers were there, and their social was there. So you got some 2-year-old kid, and I took the kid's social security number. I went and I pulled the credit, and I made up a name. It was Lee Black. So I made up the name Lee Black. So I made up the Lee Black and used some social security number that I pulled out of the file cabinet, put that on, put a date of birth that was like 7/7/1970, and I pulled it. And it came back, you know, credit profile not found. Okay, that makes sense. I understand there's no credit profile. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply for some credit cards online. So I applied for some credit cards online, got denied. All of them were denied. Using, of course, the alternative social and name. So using Lee Black's information, I pulled several. I applied for several credit cards online. All got denied. But then I re-pulled the credit bureau. I went, you know, it was a pain. You had to like recontact who we were pulling from and tell them, look, I need to re-pull this. Can you wipe the credit so I can re-pull it? And they said, well, because typically they would, if you re-pulled it within 30 days, they just give you the same report. So I went back and I re-pulled the credit, and they said, okay, we'll re-pull it. So they re-pulled the credit, gave it to me, and all the inquiries showed up. But what didn't show up was it didn't say no record found. It now listed Lee Black's name, the social security number I'd given them, the date of birth I'd given them, the address I had given them. And I remember I used the address for what was called they used to be called mailboxes, etc. And I think that the UPS store bought them all out. I could be wrong, but somehow or another they're gone. Some of them are now UPS stores, where they have the mailboxes, the private mailboxes. So I used that one of those. And so I got, but all the other thing that showed up on the credit was all the inquiries. So now the name, date of birth, social security number, and address, and all the inquiries showed up. So I now knew I had created a completely synthetic identity. Well, my problem with that was this, that it's like, okay, so you've got this synthetic identity, and, you know, how do you utilize that? What's funny is, you know, I owned a mortgage company. At this point, I owned the mortgage company. If there was, man, there had to be 12 guys working for me.
Getting back.
Probably 10 or 12 guys working for me at this point, because I'd started with very few. But by this point, we moved to a bigger office, and yeah, I had gotten more and more guys. The small company, the 4 guys ended up being like 6, and then 8, and then 10. It was like, okay, you got to get a bigger space. So I went and got a larger office space. I had like 12 guys working there. I actually had a couple guys working out of their houses, just because they didn't want to come in the office. They just wanted to pay a small cut. But how do you make money with a
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
What?
Well, how am I going to make money doing this? So I decided I was going to go ahead and just, you know, keep paying those, or actually get the secured credit card. Yeah, I thought, you know what, I'll just get the secured credit card. Like, I'd always helped clients like build their credit. Like, some guy comes in, he gets turned down. You go, well, look, you really ought to think about getting some secured credit cards, this and that. So I went ahead and ordered the secured credit cards. And I remember thinking, like, one of the things that I ordered the secured credit cards, but one of the issues was, where do I have them mailed? The address that I provided was a UPS box. There was a mailboxes, etc. box, but it was a UPS box. So here's the issue. Those credit cards have to be mailed somewhere. Where do you get them mailed? You know, I ended up going to the exact mailbox, etc. And you know, I want to say UPS box, so I'm gonna say UPS box. So I went to the UPS box, and I got a UPS box. Now the address, the street address was the same, but I had never put down what the what the box number or the apartment number is. So I remember I got a box in my own name. I then turned around and I ordered all the cards using that box. Only I didn't put box, I put like number. I just put number, whatever, you know. So they always had an issue if you put like apartment number, they'd have an issue. So I put just like, you know, let's say it was, 1000 Hawk Ranch Road. I wouldn't put apartment 101. I put like number 101. And I printed out the applications. I mailed them off with a money order, and boom, 2-3 weeks later, the credit card showed up. I remember walking in that first time and getting that credit card thinking, oh my God, that is amazing. They actually gave me the credit card. So I ended up just making the payments on these cards. I'm just paying and paying and paying. And I remember thinking the credit profile, like I remember thinking, well, how am I ultimately going to make money doing this? You know? And what ended up happening was I ended up making several more of these guys. And I'm not going to get into what I was doing with all of them. Like I might go over that another time or something. Or if anybody's watched, my full interviews, there's tons of interviews on me out on YouTube. So it's not difficult to find what ultimately I did. But I started creating these false profiles. At one point, I had to end up making a driver's license. And what I did was, I remember looking at my driver's license, because the problem is you've got these credit cards, so how do you really use them? Well, you can buy gas, you can buy stuff over the internet, but at some point you might need to go in to a store. You're going to have to show your driver's license. And I didn't have a driver's license in the name Lee Black or any of these other guys. So at one point I ended up taking my driver's license and I looked at it, and I remember scratching off the name. You could actually scratch off your name. And I thought, if I scratch off my name and put another name on it, would they notice? But the problem was, there was a hologram on it and overlapping all of that. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do about that? I ended up taking it and really checking out all the security features. And I went to the DMV and I got an ID. I went and got an ID. I remember, listen, I got an ID, and like 2 weeks later, I remember I went and got another ID. I remember they said, you just got an ID. I was like, I know, my girlfriend threw it out. She was pissed at me. And they were like, all right. So I ended up getting a couple IDs. So I get these IDs. I went and got like 220 grit sandpaper at Home Depot, and I lightly sanded off my name, but left the hologram. Then I buffed it up. I really kind of made the hologram not so visible, but you could see it. But in certain areas, it was gone, just like it would if you kept your driver's license in your wallet or in your pocket. Those holograms wear down. I took that and I went, I retyped all the information to Word, and I reversed the image. And so I overlaid. I remember I kept printing it out, and I'd overlay it and make sure it was in the same spot, and it wasn't. I'd tap it over one font size, and then I'd shrink the font size to make sure it tapped the right way. And then I had the separation. I kept playing with that, and eventually I got it to where it overlaid perfect. But the problem is the font was laying on top of the paper. So I got a transparency. I went and bought a transparency. The same stuff like when you were a kid and they would put the transparencies on the projector. I went and bought these thin transparencies. So I got the transparencies, and I then printed the information on the transparency. The problem with that was this. The problem with printing that on the transparencies now was it was easily rubbed off, and you'd hold it up, you could immediately see that it was sitting on the transparency. So then I decided I printed it in reverse.
I like Hussle a lot. I had a friend tell me before I ever dealt with Hussle,
and I went and I ordered this ultra fine transparency paper. And then I started printing all the information on the reverse. So now I have a blank ID, and I would then overlap or overlay the transparency with your name in reverse. But now you're seeing through the transparency into the actual ink. And now the printed, font, the printed information, but now it's correct. It's the correct size. but it's layered between the plastic of my ID and the actual transparency. So I went and I got a like a regular glue stick, and I would glue stick. I would take the glue and I put glue on the actual ID, and then I'd overlay it and I'd line it up so that it was perfect. I'd put it in a book, I'd trim it down, put it in a book, wait for it to dry, and then I'd take a razor knife or an X-Acto knife, and I'd cut around the ID, and then I'd take like 220 grit sandpaper and I'd slightly buff it down so that it was perfect. I mean, I would take my thumbnail and you'd have to click and click and click and really push to even get in between the two to pull it back off. So it was that fine. You could rub it and everything. It was on there hard. And so I'd made this ID, and you could hold it up and you could look and you could still see the hologram. Now, the hologram didn't exactly go over your new name, but it was in different spots. And if you simply saw the hologram like over my face or over the Florida information, or I'm sorry, the Florida logo and all the other information, it looked perfectly real. So I at some point, now I did this for multiple guys. Like I was constantly going and getting IDs. Back then they would let you. I think they limit you to the amount of IDs. But look, the fact is walking in, giving them an excuse and trying to get the supervisor to sign off on giving you another ID. I mean, that was not difficult because it's me. I got that information. I would get multiple IDs. I'd sand off the information. I'd print out whatever information I wanted. I'd overlay it, and I had a fake ID. And it was a fake ID. You know, I changed the issue number for the drivers for the Department of Motor Vehicles for Florida, and I would change that number. And there's actually an actual calculation for what that number is. So I had to kind of figure out what that calculation was. It was probably a real person's number for all I know. But I ended up getting that. I remember I made an ID for Lee Black, and I took the ID and I took the credit cards. By this point, it had been months and months and months. So I took the ID and I went and I opened a bank account. You want to talk about being terrified about opening? At this point, I'd opened a bank account. The first time I opened a bank account with a fake ID, I was terrified. But I remember when I opened it for Lee Black. Here's what happened. This happened several times because they would pull you up in check systems and there's no record. There's no inquiries. There's nothing. And you're like, okay, I was a guy at that point, I was in my early 30s. So you're a guy in your early 30s and you've never had a bank account. Like we've never pulled you. Now there's a couple different services. So if you knew the names of the other banks that use the other service, it made sense that, okay, maybe you go through the other service and that's why we don't have an inquiry. And so they were but they were always iffy. So I remember walking in, they pulled my credit, or they pulled Lee Black's credit. Nothing came up. So of course it's
facts.
So it wasn't a teller, it was a regular whatever they call the people that work at the bank, a bank employee. She had pulled my information. So she goes over and she goes, hold on a second. She walks over to the manager, and the manager that hands her my ID, and she explains the situation. She glances over at me, she holds up my ID, and she does the whole tilting it back and forth to see the hologram. And she could see the hologram. And I remember thinking, this is an employee of a bank. She knows what to look for. Like, she's going to notice that it's worn down, that it's beat up, that she's going to notice also, but she's going to notice that the hologram doesn't go through my information. And so she looked at it and she goes, "What's the woman?" She was like, handed her back, whatever she said. "Oh, this looks fine to me. It's fine. Go ahead. Here." Handed it to her, walked over, and the woman put it down, and she started typing, opened up a
Last time I counted, there was 8 billion of us, all running in different directions. But when we make our way together, we find each other. It's shocking.
checking account for me. So now I have a checking account. I have a bank account in the name of this guy using this fake ID. I've got credit cards in his name. I remember what I did then was I turned around and I kept pulling his credit. Well, at some point I pulled his credit after 6 months, actually, it was exactly 6 months. I was pulling these guys' credit every month just to see like why, because no credit score was showing up. I have 3 credit cards and no credit score showing up, but I didn't understand why. I'm like, what's happening? And back then there wasn't YouTube videos telling you what happens and how it works. There wasn't all this stuff out there. So it's just this is trial and error. So I kept waiting. So 6 months went by. And I remember thinking, I could still use this ID. I can still use these guys. Like, I don't have to have credit scores to get a loan. It's just I'm going to get a really horrible loan. Or I could have gone FHA. I would have to make all the documents, but I could cover all that. By this point, I knew I could cover that. By this point, I'm making fake bank accounts. I'm making fake companies. I'm buying shell companies. Corporations. I'm putting up. I'm getting business numbers, and you know what's interesting about getting like a business phone number that was registered in the business directory, because that was like a thing. Like the underwriters would say, okay, well, this guy's got a business, and he has a business phone number, but it has to be listed in the business directory. It had to be listed to an actual house or an actual property where that they could call. One time we actually had one of the. Not once, we had this a few times. I actually had a business line hooked up to an abandoned house, and then we went and forwarded it to another phone number, or sorry, to a cell phone. So it actually went to a house that was abandoned, but you actually had an address, and you could mail stuff there, and I could actually get the mail. Point is this. Listen, there was all kinds of problems. I remember one time, not one time, why I keep saying one time, this happened all the time. I would get these credit cards, and I would order the credit cards, and I'd have them mailed to, UPS or whatever, mailboxes, etc. And of course, the credit card companies would actually say, they would actually send a letter back saying, hey, listen, we're not going to mail you the card or we can't issue the card because this is like a private mailbox. It's not an actual residence. If we're wrong about this, please provide us a utility bill saying that this is a real address. So I would just go get my utility bill, and I'd change my account number and my name. I just glue all that. I'd glue it over. I'd make a copy of it. I'd put the address I wanted for the box, and I'd mail it back to him and say, gee, I don't know what's wrong. I would give him my address, which had my ID, which had that address on it. And I said, that's crazy. I have this is my address, and here's my utility bill. Bam. They'd immediately mail the card. I just look back on that and I think you were insane. Like all the things that I was doing, it was insane. And the thing is, there was nothing out there to show you how to do this. It was just trial and error. At 6 months, I pulled this guy's credit, Lee Black's credit, and he had perfect credit. He had like a 680 or 690 credit score, and back then that was an amazingly good credit card. Nobody had 800 credit scores. It was outrageous. I owned a mortgage company for 4 or 5 years. I could tell you there was maybe less than a dozen times I ever saw anybody with over an 800 credit score. Almost never happened. Now I was dealing in subprime, but I was also an FHA lender and a conventional lender and a VA lender. We're pulling hundreds of credit reports every day. Still, very seldomly, and now 800 is obtainable. More people have 800 credit scores. You could put anything on somebody's credit back then. Anything. Now you're limited. So now Black has, whatever, 600, 700 credit scores. High 600, low 700, because you get 3 bureaus. So like one of them was like 705, one's like 690, one's 695. So they're all basically whatever, 700. So he's got 700 credit scores. He's got 3 secured credit cards. I turned around. Now I obviously bought a bunch of properties in his name. So I applied for more credit cards, unsecured credit cards. And I'm getting credit cards for $4,000, $5,000, $2,000. I went and got like a Home Depot card. It was $1,500.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, but the process was painful. So he ordered all he needed in one place on Amazon Business.
And I turned around and I remember I went and I got, I don't even know if this company still exists. It was American General Finance. So I went to American General and I applied for a personal loan. I like called them and I applied over the phone and I got a personal loan and it was like $7,500. No, it was $5,500 because I remember I turned around and I went to Citi. It was like a Citi Financial and I got a $7,500 personal loan. And then I went to the bank and I tried to apply. And I remember I was denied at a bank. So I called a couple of banks. I finally got somebody on the phone who explained to me that the bank actually offered like a $15,000. No, it was like 15 or 12 at the time. It was 15. Like they offered like a $15,000 personal loan. And they said the underwriting requirements were that you had to have 3 trade lines. You had to have over a 650 credit score. You had to have 3 trade lines. You had to be on your job for over 2 years. Oh, they would lend you double whatever you made in a month. So if you made $7,000, they'd lend you 14 grand. So they would lend you up to 15 though. So if you made 8,000 and doubled it, that's 16,000, but they wouldn't lend you 16. They'd only lend you up to 15. So I just waited. I waited a year. I bought a few properties in this guy's name, made some payments. At that point, I think his credit scores had dropped. I think they were like, but they were still over 650. They were like, whatever, 670, 680. And I remember calling the bank after a year and saying, hey, listen, I want to apply for a personal loan. So I applied for this personal loan with this guy. And so I applied for the loan. I give them all the information. They come back, they go, and I remember I made a pay stub that said he had made like $7,400. So I got a personal loan of $14,800. And I couldn't believe it. I immediately thought, if it works once, it's going to work again. So I called another bank. They did the same thing. I called another bank. They did the same thing. So now I've got essentially three $15,000 loans from this one guy. Plus I had the $7,500 plus the $5,500 plus the credit card. So then I applied for a bunch of credit cards. I got a few credit. Then I started getting denied for the credit cards. Then the next bank I had called, I got denied from them. So I realized that my credit score had dropped dramatically. It wasn't like today where if you go to a car dealership and they pull your credit on 10 different banks, within 30 days, they'll consolidate it to one. And here, every single time you pulled it, you got seven to 10 points came off your score. So very quickly, my score dropped dramatically, and I started getting denied for everything. Well, at that point, I'd also bought a bunch of houses and refinanced those houses, and I had made a few payments. So I took all this money out, and I made a few payments, and I let it all go into foreclosure. I made a couple of payments on these loans, and I had a bank account. So I just deposited all the money into the bank account and pulled the money out in cash or in cash slowly. I pulled the money out in cash because I knew at that point, if I had pulled out over $10,000, then they were going to fill what's called a CTR, cash transaction report, or they could even file a suspicious activity report. So I was continuously pulling out cash, little here, little there. And I had a debit card, and then I would buy stuff. I just write a check. Nobody's looking for this guy. It's not like it's a stolen identity.
They do this
it's
all
really
day,
synthetic identity.
every day, bro.
So
I be trying to tell y'all on my videos.
I did that. The whole thing went into foreclosure and went into collections, and I threw away the cell phone, and it was just, that was done. Like I did that with multiple people, multiple synthetic identities. Used to call them phantom borrowers. Actually, the newspaper really kind of coined that phrase too. They called them, we used to call them investors, really. We used to call them like investors. Well, when they were buying houses, but a lot of them, some of them didn't even buy houses. It was just credit card fraud. And it was synthetic identity. And synthetic identity at that time wasn't even a thing. Like people didn't even know how that worked. It's extremely prevalent at this point in time, you know, and those security features are up, and you know, banks are on the lookout for it now. So
Step into Wix Studio, the web platform for agencies and enterprises.
although honestly, it's probably, I'm sure it's still, I mean, not probably, I know it's still happening, obviously, you know, and I've talked to these scammers who are always calling me up, asking me to, you know, hook them up on the game, bro. Like, show me how, like, next time you do that, like, include me, like, I'll go in the bank. Like, they're always calling, and, or, well, they're always emailing me and sending me messages and trying to call me. And I've actually spoken to a couple of these guys on the phone. I actually had a guy who befriended me for like 6 months. Like, actually, like we were buddies, like, hey, I'm a fan. I saw you on Concrete. And he wanted to talk to me on the phone, and we talked. I was like, okay, what's up? Well, what do you think I should do about this, about that? So, you know, we talked a few times. And then he started texting me all the time. So, you know, you get to be kind of friendly with these guys, you know? So I was kind of friends with him, and he was a pretty cool guy. At one point, he actually flew down from New York to see me. And as soon as he flew down, we went and met at Starbucks, and we weren't talking 4 or 5 minutes before he started asking me if I would basically help him commit a fraud. And it was just like, what? Yeah, man, I want you to, you know, hook me up, bro. Help me out. Help me do this. Help me do that. It was like, well, are you serious? I'm like, I realized right away that was the only reason he had been talking to me, and we were friends and we were cool and everything, was he was trying to get me into a position where he could ask me to help him commit fraud. That's what he wanted. He wanted me to help him commit fraud. And I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing that. It's ridiculous. You know, and the worst thing is that, like, if he had gone out, even with my tutelage, he would have been caught almost immediately. There's no way he would not have gotten caught. And his whole thing was, you know, I wouldn't say anything about you. I wouldn't tell, you know, if they grab me, I wouldn't say anything about you, bro. But the truth is it wouldn't matter, because my name's in your phone, and they run my cell number against mine. They see this guy's on probation, and they'd say, look, this guy's on probation for exactly what you're doing. We'll cut you loose if you just give him up. That kind of thing. Get him on the phone talking, get him saying this. Of course, he wouldn't have been able to do that, but it wouldn't matter. All they'd have to do is add my name to the indictment. You know, it would be very difficult for me to actually defend myself against something along those lines, something in that vein. The thing is about that synthetic identity is, even if you remove the mortgages that I refinanced, because I refinanced all these mortgages and I probably made $500,000, but let's remove that. Let's forget about that money. The credit cards alone were the credit cards and the personal loans. That was over $100,000. It was over $100,000 on a synthetic identity that I created. And, you know, that scam eventually for me evolved into me figuring out how to get Social Security, the Social Security Administration, to issue Social Security numbers to me. You know, I started creating fake birth certificates and shot records, and I would go into Social Security, and I'd tell them, look, I have a child that was born, you know, he's 10 months old, and he was born with a midwife, wasn't born in the hospital. His Social Security number was never issued, and they would issue me a Social Security number. And I could pick any name I wanted. Let's say, you know, the father's name is, you know, Matthew Cox or whatever. I could say anything. I'd say Lee Black, because I have an ID named Lee Black. So, but whatever. Let's say I'd say the father's name would be, let's say, Matthew Cox. The mother's name would be, let's say, Jennifer Silver. And my son's name would be David Silver. The mother, that you don't have to give your son your name, you know, your surname. It could be the mother's surname. So I would walk in and I would give him a birth certificate, and that name could be anything. I just say, oh, well, that's the mother's last name is Silver, so it's David Silver. She named the kid, and that's the way it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. And they never questioned that. They would never question. Like, I would get these names issued to people that just, you know, did not exist. And look, a week or two later, the Social Security card would show up, and then I'd register to vote as that person. So I'd register to vote as David Silver. And then I'd go and I'd order, I'd order the credit cards, everything. Once I had enough documentation, I would walk into I actually started walking into the DMV. Let me tell you about being terrified walking in the DMV the first time. That's terrifying. And I would change the date of birth on the birth certificate. So I changed the date of birth on a fake birth certificate. I'm walking into DMV with a fake birth certificate that says David Silver.
The level of service that you get from those associates is consistent, and it's consistently high. Go have a great experience. Go get your card from Hussle.
Hussle, obsessed with service since 1911.
Each of your
July 7th, 1970 date of birth, and a Social Security card issued to David Silver. And I would walk in, and I'd give them that, and I'd register to vote in that name, and I'd have several credit cards in that name. And I also had the envelopes that were being mailed to me. I would come in, they all had the address. Then I'd also come in with my lease. I'd make a fake lease with that address. So that UPS box or mailboxes, etc. box, that private mailbox now looks like an apartment. Everybody thinks that at the DMV thinks it's an apartment. So they think it's an apartment. They think I'm registered to vote in the state of Florida. I've got a birth certificate. I've got a Social Security card. Everything is real. So they would immediately say, oh, okay. Oh, just moved. Yeah, I moved here a few months ago and I lost my driver's license. I'm from, wherever, Kansas or whatever. So they'd say, okay, I'm only asking for an ID. It's not like I'm trying to drive because I got a DUI somewhere. And they would, even if they tried to pull it in Kansas, nothing comes up. That's not my fault. I have all the documentation. So they say, go get here. They put it all in the system. They would have me take a picture. They give me an ID. I'd walk out. Now I've got a real driver's license. I have a real driver's license, a real Social Security card, real voter's registration card, real credit cards. And you can imagine all the real stuff I ended up having. And other than the DMV, who asks you to see your birth certificate? Nobody. Anyway, that's essentially the synthetic identity fraud that I was committing. And then I was doing that. I was always doing that. A little here, a little there. Anyway, if you like the story, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the video.
If y'all ain't learned nothing from that video, or whatever y'all want to know, I don't know what to tell you, because he just dropped a lot of sauce, a lot of gems, a lot of information that's for sure gonna help y'all win. All right, but make sure y'all tapping in with my live channels, my Twitch, King Hussle Live, all my YouTube channels, whatever channel that you're on right now, Facebook, whatever. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell, go follow me on my Twitch, King Hussle Live, King Hussle on my YouTube channels, Marky Made, King Hussle Crazy Reactions. No rags, just riches, everything, man. We're going to be going live. We're going to be turning up. I'm going to be dropping more gems. So with that being said, I'll see you at the next live video. You never know when I go live. I might be going live in 10 minutes. I might be going live in 30 minutes. You never know when I'm going live. You never know when I drop a new video. So just stay tuned. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you at the next live or video.